has graced us with his presence.
And that's a sign that we should push the live button. Because Mooter has graced us with his presence.
Yes.
And my name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir, and we are live. And this evening we are playing some Kids on Brooms, which is a phenomenal narrative RPG by Renegade Games. We're currently on a break from the Convergence, which is our usual Wednesday night game, because one of our players is returning from a trip to Toronto, where she had a chance to meet some other people from the stream community and get COVID, and then get over COVID, and then get on a plane. So lots of fun happenings there. But we're here tonight. Let's go around the table and reintroduce ourselves for this game as to who we are, who we're playing, and I kind of feel like we should, like, the most important part of that character we talked about last week. Like, what should everybody remember about this character? That really is like the big, this is probably going to be important tonight thing. Or I hope this is important because it's the only thing I remember. You can kind of go however you want to go with that. All right. Tiffany, you ready to go first?
Sure.
Table's yours.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, or TS, and I'm playing Arya Tenebris, the haughty descendant. Probably the thing that will come up most is that she's your lone slithering in here. And don't you forget it. I don't know that that's the most important, but
I don't think you will let us forget it. So
I think it's important to remember your place. I mean, who you've been graced with.
I still haven't figured out if they're all humoring her or if she is humoring them.
It strictly depends on who you talk to. It's entirely about who you talk to.
Okay, MLK?
I am Nightlight Knight, or NLK, and I am playing Ren Nettle, the Withdrawn Bookworm. I don't know. I feel like the thing that we'll remember the most is that she likes reading some sus books, both in the restricted section and maybe some of her own writing. So there's that. That's the thing.
Okay. Greybeard?
Yep. Greybeard of Greybeard Severn. And tonight I'll be playing Tamerson Brandywine, or Tam. And I think it's important that Tam can see the cryptids of the mundane world that nobody else can in our wizard world. So they are like so it's like Bigfoot, but in the magic world where you can see unicorns, but you can't see Bigfoot. He can see Bigfoot. That's I think what you need to know about Tam. Oh, he's the offbeat eccentric.
And last but absolutely not least, could we get introduced to Mooter?
This is Mooter. He is the prince. He's the dark prince. So I play Lenora Birch, who is the reluctant oracle. The thing you will remember the most about Lenora is, well, she has crazy visions, but I think this is a little broad getting into that. I think the other thing that will probably stick out the most is that her cat has been forever. Has this cat been truly forever? Who knows?
We're not entirely sure how old the cat is. And yes, Lenora is Arya's bestie. Or it's the other way around.
Whether I want it or not.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who sees who is which. Tell us about the war. Which one? You'll have to be more specific. The war on the continent, perhaps? As they referred to what we call the War of 1812.
Maybe the cat is the reason we can't see the cryptids. Maybe the cat single-handedly fought to keep them out.
It could be. Well, we had a list of rumors that we kicked around. They included that the big bronze circular door in the library that no one knows where it leads. There is a Stonehenge-like circle now on the Hogwarts campus. Speaking of which, there's the Whomping Willow hasn't become a Whomping Willow yet. It is now a whimsical willow. Rumors about some ice spiders. Yeah. And accompanied whispers. There's the mysterious teacher of the year hallway that no one has any idea where to find. A large metal winged creature allegedly lives in the basement of Hogwarts, and that there have been German gremlins that are smashing and breaking things around the campus, which is kind of fun. So this cat topples empires. All right, that tracks. So
Toulouse has seen some shit, man.
He has definitely seen it. When we left off, you had the gaggle, as we will refer to them now, had left the Quidditch match to check on one of the players who'd gone down hard, having been hit by one of the bludgers. He was being taken off to the hospital wing. You befriended his friend, who is a first-year Hufflepuff.
It was his cousin.
His cousin, the first-year Hufflepuff. You'd had a chance to talk to her. She was German, new to Hogwarts, new to England. You hadn't had a lot of time to talk to her before a gaggle of 6th and 7th year Gryffindors wandered up and said, we finally have a chance now to give this first year a proper welcome. And that's where we left off. Was, okay, the scene has been set. How are we all approaching this hazing about to occur?
I think Arya's just going to try and push past him. Not right now. You don't know who you're talking to. They're Gryffindors.
Okay, so
I could try.
you're just walking past them, like, we're out of here.
Yep. I'm gonna try and just walk past them.
If push comes to shove, Tam prepares to invisilate what was her name?
Petra?
Petra. Oh, Petra?
All right.
Invisilate?
Yeah. Turn her invisible. So
It sounds like that could go very bad.
exactly, I know. But to keep her from the clutches of the Gryffindors,
Okay. So, kicking this off, Arya is just doing what again? Talk us through what's happening from her point of view.
Oh, she's gonna grab Petra's arm through hers and just not even look at him and walk right past him. Like they don't even exist.
Okay.
Just gonna try.
And as they shuffle to block you off,
Roll my eyes. We have other business right now. Need to deal with you Gryffindors. Go play with something icky.
hey, we're not here to play. We're just following Hogwarts. Surely a Tenebris recognizes Hogwarts traditions. Wouldn't want mommy to know that you were shirking your duties.
I'm gonna look them up and down and up and down again, like they're dirt. Tenebris always knows the traditions. It's a shame that you don't know how to properly use them. When you figure it out, then you may come talk to us and try and push past again.
So are you like, oh, go ahead.
And I'll peek out from behind her and go, I know what you're thinking, but I foresee that really not working out for you.
So who is the leader of this whole thing? Who's the one doing all the talking?
It's a good name. It's a good idea. He needs a name, doesn't he? Let's see what we got.
Farquaad.
Let's see. There's why I should usually have open when I'm doing this. Let's see. It's as a 7th year Ooh, that's a good one. Josh Fletcher.
Of course, his name is Josh.
It's such a good Gryffindor name too.
Josh Fletcher.
Josh. I don't have a pen. I will get one later.
That's a
So can Ren? Oh, this could backfire. We're gonna do it anyway. Would Ren know a spell that I feel like this happened in Harry Potter, but I have no idea what this would be, that would make him like snap to attention, turn around, and just start walking another direction? No harm, but he's just gonna start walking another direction.
Like a go to the office, Mister. Spell.
Yeah, well, or just like go away. Like walk away.
Yes. You probably are familiar, having heard about spells that take away people's self-control and force them to do things.
It's not over his mind, it's just over his body.
Yeah.
I think that's one of like the cursed spells.
Oh, is it?
I think
that
that's
is
like
on
a
the
forbidden
list of forbidden of
It's-
unforgivable curses. But hey, we
It's
can go
not
there.
technically
No, I'm
that
sorry.
I
bad.
think it's like
yeah.
just
No,
makes
it's
your
fine.
body do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's well.
Like walk off a
yeah,
cliff.
if you try and control it for too much, I don't think you can make you
No.
do something that
Right,
would
no
cause you
bodily
harm.
harm.
Here on Sprockets we dance.
Right, like can I do a dance spell? Can I just make him start dancing? That's a better idea.
The spell of the red shoes.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. How would you have become familiar with? How would Ren have become familiar with this spell?
Definitely in the restricted section. May or may not have been, and then put the book on a first year last year. A fellow first year last year. So
For research purposes.
research purposes only.
So it's the Imperial Curse, which places the victim in a trance or dreamlike state.
Well,
That's not one of the main curses, though, is
We're-
it?
Yeah, it's one of the 3 unforgivable curses.
we're going for a lower version of it, though. We're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah,
nicer
yeah, yeah.
version.
I was like, this sounds so familiar.
She's using the lesser known go away curse.
I mean, at least she's not going
Just
right after.
coming out
Can
of
I
the
just
back.
cause him pain?
Can I just like murder him right now? You just like him to drop dead. That would be great.
So let's see. This would be bending the rules. Let's see. I would categorize spontaneous dance as could happen, but not naturally. One person. You've theorized on it, so we'll call it a witnessed. How long is it going to last? How long is he stuck doing it?
I'm gonna say like 10 minutes.
Okay. So 3, 6, 9, 10. That would be the difficulty. I think, Yep. Okay. So you're going to roll, which attribute would you think this would fall under for your casting? It sounds like almost like like charm, doesn't it?
I guess, I mean, but okay, here's my thing. So my charm is a D6, so the highest I can get is a 6.
Plus you roll a d4 with it because you're casting magic.
Well, don't you explode if you like?
Yeah.
If you hit a 6, you get to roll again and add that. So if you explode,
Or if the magic die explodes.
yeah.
Okay, I don't have a magic button underneath charm. Do I just roll a D4?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I have D4s. That's fine. I'll
Yeah.
have to roll magic rock dice, but okay, that's fine. All right, let's go for it. I'm gonna roll. Oh, I got a 6.
Roll it again.
Okay. I got a 4. And then
Okay.
do I roll a D4
Then
as
you roll
well?
your d4.
I got a 2. Hell yeah.
Okay. Okay, the caster casts a spell, but not impressively. Sure, it works, but it's clear the caster put serious effort into it. Tell us what happens.
Oh, well, I was wanting to do a little sneaky snake and underneath underneath the cloak kind of be like
Yep. You wanted
exactly
to do
like
that.
Mhm.
Okay,
So what happened?
So if it doesn't go well, I guess she would try to say it. She would still try, she would have, but she would have to raise her wand, and she's muttering to herself, but maybe it's not working. And so then she has to say it louder. And yeah, but I mean, she doesn't do anything else special. She just lifts her wand and just goes or whatever the spell would be.
Well, you guys are far enough along. You don't have to actually name your spells anymore. It's, the anime style announce your spell fades around year 3 to 4. I'm not sure if because the author got tired of writing it out all the time, or she went, "This just sounds a little cheesy."
How about we do Danceify? How about
Danceify.
Danceify? Or
You can
get
dance
down
if
a
you want
fight.
to.
Zumba.
Oh my god,
There it
yes!
is.
No,
There it is,
Zumba.
Zumba.
Well,
That's awesome.
Willie suggested the Marcaranus Insidious.
Oh my god.
Mm.
No, I like Zumba. Zumba is gonna be it.
Corpus.
Now we know how
Luteus.
Zumba was created.
Swish and flick. Yeah. So the spell definitely goes off. And after significant, I think I got this. They're kind of at first they all are looking at Ren what are you doing? And none of them really react until Josh starts to break out in this dance thing, where the hands go in and the feet go in, and everyone kind of
He's
looks
breakdancing. Just spinning.
as much as one
breakdancing.
break dances in 1938.
Sure, they can spin on the ground doing the one.
It's all swing, baby. It's all swing.
He's definitely has been lost. The other gaggle of them immediately pull their wands as
Sweet.
as this is the way we are playing. Does anyone else take? Tell me what's going on at the table before I do any other NPC stuff.
We're in
I'm pulling my wand.
a garden, right?
Mhm.
Can I is it like a maze or what were we? I can't remember where we were headed.
You were picking flowers near the stone circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were heading to the stone circle.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there obviously there's flowers and stuff, but were there trees around us?
Sure.
Okay.
What do you need? Better question. What do you need around you?
I wanted to try to have the roots grab their legs. I just want them to
Nice.
grab the two guys, just be I told you really didn't want to do this. I'm gonna leave the guy doing the jig. He can just have a grand old time, but the other two, I'm just gonna
You grab 2 more of them with some vines.
yeah, if I can.
How many of them
Okay.
are there?
I thought it was just the 3, but maybe I'm wrong.
Oh.
I thought that said there were 5.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, then I'll grab as many as you will allow for me to grab.
You tell me how many you want to try to grab.
Is
It's your
there-
Love to
spell.
grab them all.
I was gonna say it ups the difficulty.
difficulty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
As-
well then, how about the 2 that were closest to the guy, the main dude?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. So this is a reality bending. So that's that. So 5, 9, 10. How do you know how to do this? What's your experience with the spell?
I would assume that it would be a brains just from studying magic, but
And what
because
circumstances-
I don't see it falling into it's not, I'm not charming anything,
Charming the plants.
I suppose.
I take it brains is better than charm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You are using your knowledge of the way plants are supposed to grow to force them to grow in a funky way.
Okay.
So it's kind of more of them growing up and around rather than like grabbing and pulling down. Like plants
Yeah.
naturally.
Just a restraining movement.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to harm. I'm trying to just inconvenience.
We had this weird kutso thing back at the old house that just like you just kept having to divert it.
Yeah.
And the next day it would grow like 8 feet and you re-divert it. Yeah. So you could do that.
Okay.
So this would be now that okay. Have you ever done this before?
Probably not.
Fair enough. So 3, 7, 8, and 12. I'll call it a 12.
A 12?
I'll call it a 12.
Okay. And I have a magic die to this, so it's a D4 to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, a 10. And then a 4 on the magic die, so a 14.
Roll it again. No, roll it again.
Oh, I get to roll again because it exploded. And then a 3. I didn't know that the magic die exploded. That's fun. Okay, so it was a 10, a 4, and a 3. So it was math 17.
17. The caster casts the spell quite impressively. To anyone watching, it seems like the spell the character has mastered.
Maybe I have done this before.
So Molly, tell us what happens with Lenora and the growing roots.
I'm still like peeking out from behind Arya, and I'm just like I said, you really didn't want to do this. And then it's just like a this movement, and the vines just kind of like it like goes over their sneakers and like grabs like the shoelaces and like onto the leg, and it's just kind of like creeping up it and then grabbing.
Meanwhile, what's Tam doing?
Now that things are happening, tall, lanky Tam turns his back on them, but puts himself between the bullies and Petra and invisilates her. So it looks like one motion, like he steps in front of her, they're seeing his back, and then he's going to step away and she's going to be gone. That's the intent. She'll be invisible.
Okay. Tell me about your spell.
I've probably never cast the invisibility on anyone else, but I cast it on myself all the time.
Okay. So 10. We're going to go with that to make life easy. And you've cast it a few times before. So 12.
All right.
Which attribute do you think it goes right?
Flight.
I dig it.
So
I dig it.
magic. Where does it tell us what I rolled?
Let's see here.
I will roll dice because it doesn't seem to be working.
That's fine.
All right.
Okay, so
And so it's and a D4. Of course, D4s going to be troublemakers. There it is. Caltrops. 12 and a 3. 15.
So you made it by 3.
Woo! Woo!
So it works, but not impressively.
I ta-da afterwards, and she's just still fading.
Kind of, yeah. Like you're like, I got this, and you turn around and they all kind of watch her as she kind of like shimmers out of existence with this incredibly panicked look, and you have to kind of keep your wand moving,
Yeah.
in order to keep the spell up.
All right.
Like if you ever fall out of that figure 8 motion, the spell will drop.
Okay.
Nothing to see.
It's just
Nothing to see here.
awkwardly twirling as wand.
All that baton practice comes back.
Exactly.
Exactly. And then Arya, at this point,
Can I cast a spell? I already kind of did stuff, so I wasn't
You
sure.
could do something, or at this, I mean, circumstances have changed. We're kind of going around the table. What's everyone adding into the scene?
Oh, we've got 2 more that are just right there, right?
Yeah, they're looking a
Yeah.
little less sure that this is a great idea.
I want to use a sticky toffee charm and stick them together. Just have them go like they're stuck together.
A sticky toffee charm.
Well, it's really called a permanent sticking charm, but it's like sticky toffee. Like you have too much sticky toffee. You stick.
I love because like she's such a valley girl. I assume she's always chewing gum. Like,
Oh, yeah.
for some reason, and it's just like
toffee. There's a lot of
Yeah.
toffee. Yeah.
I thought it was maybe pomegranate and rum. Maybe. Yeah.
I'm too young.
Oh,
You've
I
got
see.
sticky on the brain.
Yeah. On the floor, anyway.
Okay, so they're just
Floor
going
of the table.
to
My mouse.
spontaneously pop into each other.
Yep. Just gonna go.
How long are they going to be stuck together?
Oh, I don't know, like 5 minutes. It's not very long.
Okay. Boom. 9, 10. Call it a 13. What's trait do you think it falls under?
I'm hoping it falls under charm. I think it falls under charm. Okay.
I'm not sure about charm because you're not convincing them to stick together.
Oh, that's true.
You're kind of forcing
Maybe
them together, which is
brawn?
kind of a brawn.
Okay. I don't have magic on that one, but that's okay. It can be brawn. Ooh, wrong dice. So we roll the D whatever it is, and then nothing for magic, right?
And then a
Now I
D4
have
for the,
Spellslinger. Can I use that? I mean,
what does Spellslinger do?
oh, I got a 6 on my D6. Does that mean I get to roll it again?
Are you rolling a D6?
Yes, because that's what my roll
Nope,
for
then
brawn
yeah,
is.
you re-roll it. If you get max, you do it again.
So 2, so 8.
8. And then you roll your D4 for spell casting.
Oh, right?
Because your wand just gives you a bonus.
3.
3.
11. Ooh, I think I'm
Okay. So that one didn't work.
But I have Spellslinger, which means if I fail a spell check, I add +3 to the negative number.
Right.
So I will still lose a roll no matter, but I reduce it. Okay, that doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yep.
It just means I lost by 1 instead of more.
Right. So you not to be outdone, Arya
Right.
says, aha, watch this, everybody. Spins her wand
It totally
at the
doesn't
last
work.
2, and nothing happens.
I bet that was gonna be amazing.
I am gonna have to talk to my brother.
Oh, that's a good reminder, Polymorph. We forgot to talk about the adversity tokens.
Oh, that's right.
Do you want to use, you can use 2 to get your success out of your 3, or you can just take your fail and claim 1.
I will take my fail and claim 1. I think that is great for her being cocky and like not managing to do it.
I do like the image of like Molly was saying, she's got gum and she pulls it out as like the material component of the spell
Like,
and flicks
Throws
it.
it at us.
And it just flops on the
Yeah.
sidewalk and nothing happens. It's just like they look
It falls
down.
short. She's grumbling about her brother.
So we still have 2 that are fine.
that are not looking happy about this. One of them is going to probably, I'm seeing them as picking their targets, and one is going to probably try to cast something at Tam, and one's going to try to blast something at Lenora.
Okay. Can I do something, or is this like their turn?
No. What would you like to do?
Oh, I
They're-
want
they-
to try to like disarm them.
They gear up their spells and they
I
let
want
it go.
to. I want to like double no, just disarm.
Okay.
Well, disarm 1.
Roll your fight then.
Okay.
As you jump in there with your wand at the ready, and they jump at you with their wand at the ready.
Okay. I have a 7, but I also have the. Or sorry, it's a 10 plus 1, so that would be an 8. But I also have the magic button. Do I do that too?
I don't think you either roll one or the other usually, because the magic's supposed to have like the whole magic die stuff factored into it.
Oh.
I don't totally
Okay.
get how that website handles dice rolls.
Yeah, because I only have that on 2. I only have that on my wand stats,
right.
on the ones that where my wand was.
'Cause I
So
think
do
that's
I?
where the +1 comes in. I think.
No.
No,
No?
the
Because I have a plus.
magic-
Sorry.
No, never mind.
I have a +1 in brawn and in fight.
Right.
But my wand stats are flight and fight. But flight and fight are the ones that I have the magic button. So I don't know.
I think is the +1 related to your strengths?
the +1 is related to your wand. I think that
Is
your
related to your wand.
wait. Sorry. No.
No, because the
You were
wand
right. You were
stats-
right. Yeah. So I think that's your strengths, the strengths that you took.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
And then your wand gives you the magic button. So should I
Yes.
push the magic button instead?
It's for me. It's not working. That's why I threw dice.
I just throw your
Mine
math
doesn't
rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
so
throw math rocks.
Okay, throw math rocks. Okay,
Math rocks
hold
are
on.
so much easier.
Oh.
They are much easier. Okay. So I just do, but I still do a D10 +1, right?
And a D4.
And a D4. Okay.
Oh,
hold on,
this
sorry,
no,
I
not
gotta
for
get
this
my-
one. This isn't a spell.
Oh,
We're
oh.
brawling now.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
thought the
this is-
disarm spell was.
Oh yeah, but they're gonna fight that with their disarm spell.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I'm looking for my D10. Ah! I don't have. Wait. Okay. D10 is the UFO-ish one,
Ooh.
Oh, good call.
right?
Because if you say diamond, the D8 looks too much like a
Yeah.
diamond or a ruby, and
Yeah.
so
That's your idea of a UFO?
Well, okay. It's the
It's
most
more a UFO
closest.
than the other
It's
one.
the closest out of all
Okay,
of the die.
Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
but I still add a +1, so that would be 7 once again.
Okay.
To be 7.
Okay. So, the two of you start to fence off with your spells. You're losing,
Great.
but you're holding
Love
your
that.
own as you keep blasting disarm spells at each other. And you blasts and he parries it, and he blasts and you dodge it. And meanwhile, what's everyone else doing?
Is there an order to this, or can I?
Jump in.
Okay, I would like to, if it's possible, roll something to try to force myself to have a vision of where to go to lose them. Like, I want to see a vision of like running into something and then hiding to get away from them. If I can like force myself to. Is that something that I could roll for? Like a good hiding spot nearby where it's like a twist, a turn, you could easily lose them.
So you want to have a vision of the future where you have lost them, so you could see how to lose them.
Yeah, but I want to try to force myself to have the vision, which I know could totally backfire.
Okay. That sounds like a flight check.
I'm cool with that.
And that sounds like it's going to be...
I mean, I have had visions before.
You have had visions before. We'll call it an 8.
Okay. I use a UFO for this as well. Okay.
BRB,
So I have
rewatching
a
Inception. Yeah, kind of.
I have a D10 +1 and a magic dice to
But you're not
this.
casting, you're not
Oh,
using
okay,
your wand.
okay.
You're just,
Got it.
you're
Okay.
rolling your eyes back and trying to picture the future where you escape.
And can I even make this?
What are you rolling?
A D10?
You can, well, first of all, you can always make it if you get a lucky break. Always.
Okay. An 8 +1, so a 9.
A 9. Which, for reference, that would be a task where success is certain for those very skilled, but not for those who aren't.
I would burn an adversity token to a 10 if it would get
you don't
me
need
there.
To. You don't need to.
Okay.
I'm just giving you perspective on it.
Okay.
Yes, you actually can see, since you guys are not far from it, you have a vision of leading everyone through one of the archways in the circle behind you.
Okay. Do I? Am I done? Can I say that?
Yes.
Like to. I don't want to say it in front of those guys though. I'm just.
Well, you tell me how you want to get around this.
I'll just scream, "Follow me!" and I'm gonna grab where Petra was, hoping to grab like purchase on something. And if I feel something, I'm just gonna bolt. Just gonna bolt.
That's awesome. I had my arm through hers. You kind of know approximately where she was.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
she's
I ripped my earbud out.
Well, she's invisible, but she's still
She's invisible now.
Form, right?
I am bravely running away.
Okay. Yes. So Lenora turns and starts running, yelling, "Follow me!" What's Arya doing in this moment?
I'm gonna go with her, but I want to cast a spell to make the one guy not engaged, or actually the two that are still standing up. Just think that there's a bunch of bees attacking, like a bunch of buzzing, and because there is actually a spell called buzzing ears to make them think that they're getting attacked by bees.
And
She
Tam
thinks she's
just-
higher than she is. Yeah, like just there's lots of buzzing, and I know if your ears are filled with buzzing, it's very annoying and distracting.
Tam's
Is
just
that a
following
spoon?
them.
Are
Yeah.
you have a spoon?
Yes, that's a spoon. But I throughout the course of the time, his wand looks like different things. So this time, when he raises his wand, it's a drumstick.
I love it. That's awesome.
The prop department hates you.
Oh, yes. Chat said I should put on a luchador mask, and I
Yes.
have Deadpool. I don't have a luchador, but now I got to put it on the list.
Weirdly, my husband made a luchador mask, but it was years ago, or I'd send it to you.
Could 5 and
right.
8. Okay,
It's early.
go for it.
Okay, so would that one be a charm, or would that be a brains?
Are you convincing him he hears the bees?
Yeah, I want him to think that there's a bunch of bees.
Or are you attacking him with bees?
Oh, I'm gonna attack him with bees. That's even better.
Good, roll your fight.
Not my best one, but it is actually. It's my D20. Oh.
It's a D. Is that your D20?
Yeah,
Elbow
of which
drop.
I got an 11.
Okay,
So, but then I get to roll
a D4.
the D4.
Yeah.
A 1. I only got 12.
Okay. Yes,
That really sucked.
the last one that's not currently fencing with Ren starts to like swat around and look kind of panicked. He shouts, I'm allergic. I'm allergic. That's how cousin Matthew died. Ah! Hey, it's Eric
Okay, we'll
EpiPens.
totally get a fit of the giggle.
It's a thing. Teeth the no. That's a
That's an LB thing.
That is a line.
I have to give LB credit on that one.
I don't even want that left in my chat. And
I love it so.
yeah, okay, that tracks so that LB came up with that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why that's why.
Said with love, but that tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And you all have a chance to start to move towards the if you're following Lenora, she's heading down towards the circle. As you're running down there, there's one thought that occurs to Lenora. You've never actually opened one of the portals through the archways before. So who's opening it?
Oh, I totally will.
There's a first time for everything. What does that have to do with anything? What do you have to do to open a portal, right?
It's on school grounds. It should be fine.
Or is it you just dive through a portal or you have to activate it?
Right now it's a stone arch.
Am I there?
Yep.
Okay. Do I know? Can I roll?
Oh yeah.
Do you know?
I would assume.
How does Ren know that?
She lives in the library. Like, okay, so if she has made an extra bed in the library. Like, no one has found it, but she basically has a second bedroom in the library. Her goal is to read all the books in the library.
It's the George Costanza
Somewhere.
office bit, It's
Yeah.
like the desk folds up.
Yeah. She's
Like,
literally just cleared out like a bottom row on a bookshelf, and she's like in there.
it's a curtain that looks like the
Yes.
spines of books or something.
Yep.
Oh,
Like
that's awesome. Yeah.
fan contracts and then
Sounds
that's awesome.
sounds viable. So Ren falls back from where she's fencing with this one Gryffindor, jogs up behind everybody, and sees them all heading to an open arch. And so, what's she gonna do with that information?
I also have this treasure hunter ability. If I spend one adversity token, I find a useful item in my surroundings. Is there perhaps a switch to be flipped of this? Or is this definitely a spell?
Yeah, burn your token.
Okay. And then I can do
Push
it?
the button.
Yeah. Hidden button?
It's got to be around here somewhere. It's got to be click.
Yeah.
Whoom.
Yeah. These things are so predictable. And then I just run in with hopefully Petra, I think, right? Do I have anything in my hand?
Sure. Sure, that tracks. That tracks. And you all pour through the portal? He said not wanting to assume anything. And immediately you feel yourself like go super stretched and pop back again as you tumble out into a hallway inside the school.
And Toulouse just be sitting in the hallway waiting for us, please.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's just
Thank you.
he's actually perched on the shoulder of one of the suits of armor.
Yeah.
And he sort of like looks around the helmet at you and
Hi, Doodles!
and then he goes back to grooming himself.
Which I imagine there's like smooth fur and he licks it and it becomes like a weird tuft, like a cow lick and it just springs up.
I just picture us running through the portal and then running out of it and then tripping. Like,
Oh, yeah.
fully
Fully
in his
like a
flagstone.
Scooby-Doo
oh yeah,
pile
we all
of
trip over
people,
one
yeah.
another.
Yeah.
And then at this point I would assume the invisibility charm drops.
Mm.
Partially from the collisions and that you're no longer making the figure 8 motion with the wand. So
Oh, my wand. Just a pipe slides across the floor. Where'd he get that?
That's not a wand.
yet it works somehow.
And you can't smoke in here.
Or smoked ever.
That's true too.
Did anybody grab any flowers?
Ren holds up like a really wilted and like
It's got
partially
one,
dead thing.
one petal.
Just like one good. It's like there's one good flower out of the handful. And just hand it.
Petra still has a couple of them that she's gathered up that she never really let go of. You also notice that she never pulled her wand. As all of you kind of look at each other and you all kind of like, pull back your school cloaks and slide your wands into the little handy dandy sleeves on the inside, or you tuck them up your sleeve, or Tam just doesn't have a wand and, kind of just does something.
He's got that messenger bag that
Yeah. I kind of imagine somebody probably has to do an over the shoulder holster, but I don't see that thing with anyone in this particular group.
I think like every wand he has, it goes into a different pocket and it comes out as something else.
There
He
it
just
is.
reaches into a pocket and it's something different. Like we never know where your wand is because it always goes elsewhere. We don't know what it looks like. Like
That's
it could be
awesome.
anything.
Hey, Petra, did you lose your do those guys like bully you a lot?
She looks really confused at first. No, that is the first they have spoken to me.
Have other people tried to do this to you, or?
No, I don't leave the common room except for class.
Have any of us been bullied by those guys before? I don't remember hearing about that before.
I mean, I don't. Were we hazed? Is that like a thing? But like other houses hazing.
A lot of your first year is kind of a blur and blocked out in order to make your life continue in a meaningful sort of way.
Oh,
I mean, I would remember because I'm a second year, so I would know.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for there to be a little rough and tumble on the grounds.
Hufflepuff, it's a hug fest. They just give hugs and that you've been hazed.
yeah, but isn't it weird for like another house to, because she's Hufflepuff, right? And those are Gryffindors. So is it not weird for them to haze other houses?
A little bit.
It is
I
weird.
would think
I'd
so.
say a little bit, yeah.
Mm.
It definitely sticks out as incredibly bullyish.
Yeah.
Yeah, to go like out of your way to bully. I mean, the only thing I can think is that her cousin's like great at Quidditch, right? So maybe they're just mad. And wasn't Hufflepuff fighting? Or
Yeah,
not
but
fighting,
Gryffindor's
up against
winning.
Gryffindor.
But Gryffindor's winning.
Yeah, but it was because of that.
Once her cousin was out.
That like weird move that they did.
Well,
like,
they hit him with a bludger.
Yeah, but it didn't. I've seen it twice. I saw it in a vision and then I saw it again, and it didn't feel right, did it?
Didn't it? I mean, it's not uncommon.
I don't know. I'd never been to a Quidditch match.
Oh, Tam. Honestly, you have okay. You're just gonna come with me every Quidditch match, right? I'm gonna teach you how to. You have got to learn this. You are in what grade, and you do not understand Quidditch? Honestly,
It's quiet
that's the
there.
first time anybody's ever tried to haze you. No, they didn't even try and haze you, dude. You got to get out of the library. Ren, you too. There's life outside of the library. Trust me.
I mean, but is it worth?
Oh,
I mean, what just
No,
happened?
that's not life. That's Gryffindor weirdness.
Well,
Trust
I
me.
can't disagree
So
with
much
you.
work.
Them, they are just a bunch of jocks, and so full of themselves. But I mean, again, why? It's a good point. You do have a good point. Why would they be going after? No offense, Hufflepuff, like, just
First year.
well, not
Quiet.
even just a first year, just unimpressive.
Ren, I'm so proud of you.
Well, I mean, unless you didn't even pull out your wand, is there a reason why?
She blinks a few times. Why would I? Oh. Yes, I should have. That was silly of me.
Have you learned any spells yet, Petra?
Do you not rely on magic?
And you watch as her cheeks start to just turn red.
That's nothing to be embarrassed about. I'm just very curious now.
I
Can you use magic?
we should check on my cousin, shouldn't we?
Yeah, of course. But, it helps because if we know if you're having problems, we can help you.
Of course I do magic. Everyone here does. No?
Well, some
Yes.
have more problems getting started than others.
Is a school for it, so of course I can.
What's your favorite kind of magic?
The ones that you change things.
Transmutation.
Yeah.
I mean, Petra, it's okay. Not everyone here can do magic. And I'm going to grab Toulouse and pick him up and go, hello, I can't cast spells. He looks so mad.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like not fighting it, but it's just the like dead weight.
Oh yeah, he's very very much. He is in the I will murder her in her sleep.
Yeah.
Look, but makes and then you can put him down and where any other cat would take that as a cue to take off running, he just sits, licks his leg a few times, and then starts walking behind all of you.
Oh no, I'm totally putting him in her arms because she seems like a little upset. So I'm just gonna like
Okay.
and then hand him to her.
I just picture you doing that and then getting out like a little cape and putting it around him. Like, there.
Yeah, I mean,
like your
I have a full closet for Toulouse. He hates it. He hates it, but he's got one.
And he just looks up at Petra, and she looks at him, and there's a moment where they kind of bond. And then she
Aw.
puts him down. And he
See,
sits.
so not everybody at Hogwarts does magic. Toulouse doesn't.
But I do. I do. Like everyone else.
Do a spell right now. Just do a small one. You know, here, why don't you take this flower and restore it back to better health, not so smushed.
Okay. And she pulls out her wand with a very shaking hand. And she kind of holds it out and starts to like spin it.
If you turn me into a flower, I'm going to be mad.
And she tries to do something, she turns it a couple of times and nothing happens.
Are you sure that you're saying it right?
It is a new spell. I am still mastering it. We should go.
Inflection
We should
is
go.
very important.
We should go.
While Ren's lecturing her, gonna wander down the hallway
And where exactly is Arya wandering to?
to see what this hallway is, and to see if there's any way to recognize where we are. Or to the first door.
You are in Hogwarts. What part of Hogwarts do you want to be in? Let me know when you figure
Floor
that out.
3.
What's that?
Floor 3.
You're on the third floor. You can look out the window so you can see the Quidditch pitch down over there. And people starting to come back towards the school.
Oh, it looks like the Quidditch is done. I think we're on the third floor, but I think we're between the Hufflepuff Tower and I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
let's
Run this
just
section.
maybe just let's head to the nurse's office.
You're not far from the kitchen then.
Ooh, speckles.
So,
Let's go by the kitchen and grab some snacks, and we'll take them to your cousin with the flowers.
after staring for a while at it and looking more and more pained as she's trying to do something with the wand, she will like immediately perk up at the idea of, yes, let's go get snacks and go to the hospital wing. That is a good plan. She likes that. And immediately the wand goes right back into her sleeve. And you're still holding a mostly dead flower.
No, go ahead, Tam.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. As we start to walk off, Tam leans into Ren and is like, "I smell gremlin."
Maybe not gremlin, but definitely something.
Hmm. And he starts scribbling notes.
I don't think that she's with the gremlins, Tam, but I do think something is definitely amiss.
We'll keep an eye on her.
Don't poke yourself. And she is going to actually like do the spell on the flower to make it like perk back up.
Bloop.
Just to make sure that it still worked. Like, because, that she was like, well, maybe the flower is just dead and can't be. So she just want to make sure it worked.
Okay. A little bit less of 6. Wow, to make it we'll do that one. What skill do you think that falls under? Just out of curiosity. I'm thinking.
I mean, brains would be great, but
Go for it.
okay.
Roll a brain spell.
Okay. Ugh, it's falling off the desk. Hold on. No, that doesn't count. It has to be on the desk. 12.
Okay. Whoop. And flower's like full. It's fresh. And it should be that way for a week. And then it will totally turn to dust.
Fair enough.
But hey, you got a week out of it.
It's longer than most flowers.
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough. So yes, the flower bursts to life as you start to make your way down towards the medical wing. The detour you said you wanted to take past the kitchens, you are immediately greeted by a gaggle of house elves that are very happy to hook you up with whatever you need.
Just start passing
Excellent.
socks out to them.
We need
I'm
some
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Laura, we need some toffee and maybe some of those nice soft cushy buns with the filling in them.
Oh, yep, they hustle and they bustle and they hustle and they bustle.
And something to drink. And maybe little sausages.
Please and thank you.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, what she said. Thanks.
And as they bring over a pitcher to you and put it down with the drink, and the other one runs up and puts a bunch of glasses next to it, you watch as this crack forms on the side of the pitcher, and then it just breaks.
Oh. I don't think I've ever seen that
Because-
happen before.
And like punch just goes everywhere in that moment.
Oh! My shoes.
What's that about?
And they're, "Wah!" And they immediately start to scramble to clean it up. And one of those, we've been having all kinds of those strange mishaps, madam. Very strange mishaps indeed.
Things have just been exploding in the kitchen?
Breaking spontaneously, madam. Very strange.
Just started?
Oh, with the school year, madam. Very new this school year. Very strange.
Can I look at Petra? What's she doing?
She's looking confused and slightly horrified. Out of curiosity, why don't you roll me for Lenora, roll a brains.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big money, no whammies. Oh, 15. Plus nothing, because there's no magic tied to this, right?
Right.
15.
Yeah, it looks like Petra has never seen a house elf before.
That'd be weird with her brother or cousin, right? He's like fully a magical dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know. You often don't see the house elves because their whole thing is that they do it kind of undercover, and
Oh,
the
true,
kids
true.
don't really know.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
these guys like work at the school and she's never been to the cafeteria?
Well, cafeteria is different. So in the books, in the universe in the books,
Mhm.
when you're in the cafeteria, the food appears
Yep.
magically.
Right.
magically
You never
sent up.
see the house
So
elves.
we're in the kitchen.
We went to the
Right.
kitchens where the house elves
Right.
are. Right.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. But it would still. We all know what house elves are.
Mhm.
I assume we even knew
Well, I
what they
have
were
one.
before we saw one. Because we're
Mhm.
magic. So it'd be very weird to not know what one was, right?
Not
Mm.
necessarily. In the conceit of the book, some people know about them because their family is rich enough to have one. Some have come across them,
Right.
and some don't know they exist.
You hear another elf in the back who goes, I keep telling you, I heard someone speaking German. And then things broke.
And Tam lifts his glasses like it's the first time he's ever see. It looks like he can see better without them, and he starts like squinting and looking around for gremlins.
How much do the gremlins look like the house elves to you?
I don't know. Maybe close. But like I said, he lifts his glasses and it looks like he could actually see better without them. And then he's like I said, looking for clues of gremlins.
Okay.
Hey, Petra, you speak German? No, Tam. I interrupted. Didn't mean to.
What do I roll to look for gremlin clues?
Oh, you can just look around.
Okay.
What are you hoping to find?
I don't know what a gremlin clue would be. Something. I don't know, a German army knife. It's like but like a Swiss army knife, but it's got like little breaking tools, things that you would break stuff with, not fix stuff with. So
okay. So Tam sets off to start investigating the kitchen. While Tam is poking around everything, is anyone else doing anything of consequence or interest in the narrative?
We all heard him say that they heard somebody speaking German, right?
Yes.
Hey, Petra, maybe you can help. You speak German, right?
Duh.
You are German.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help them figure out what the German was that they heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Turns and says something to the house elves, and the one from the back, well, I didn't make out proper what it said. I just know it was German.
Did something happen after or before it spoke German?
Well, yes. And he points at this cast iron skillet that has a crack down the middle of it.
Ren, what kind of a spell could crack cast iron?
Would I know that?
You're in the library all the time.
I mean, I don't know about magic, but I'm assuming if you smash anything hard enough, right?
How would you break cast iron?
Can I look at it and I'd look to see if there was like magical residue? I don't know. I'm not a magical wizard detective.
You write a lot of fan fiction about wizard detectives, though.
I mean,
Haven't you always wanted to be a magical wizard detective? Okay, that would be cool.
No, I've really envisioned myself with a sword more times, but that's beside the point.
Well, that's cool too.
It is. Oh, I'm not. We're not going to get it. Cast iron. So how could I see if there's any sort of like residue or look at the crack? Does it seem like it was burned, or I don't know?
Okay, so you have a chance to investigate a bit. Between your searches, first, there's nothing out of the ordinary in the kitchen that shouldn't be there as far as you can tell from what the house elves have let you touch. And they are now officially starting to push you out. Like, they have work to do. There's dinner in like an hour. They need you out of the kitchen. You've got your snacks. Get going, get going, get going, get going. However, while you're going on, before you can be hustled out, I will, for as far as mystery pieces go, say that it simply looks like it has been split. You wave your wand at it a few times and kind of try to get something off of it. This is nothing you've seen before. And not all magic is the kind of thing you can just like, it isn't like glow red under UV or anything.
It just seems to have been split. I don't know. I can't tell anything from it, but maybe we should split. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
That was good.
Polly did it.
Man, that's what you got out of the library?
Polly made me do it. It's Polly's fault.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The owls.
The thing is,
Perfect.
I apologize to anyone paying attention. That's not the right theme song.
No,
Aw.
that's CSI
Yes.
My-
New York,
Miami?
isn't it?
No, the
yeah.
Who is the
Well, they're
CSI
all
Las
Who
Vegas.
songs. They're all Who songs. It just depends on which Who song.
Right. Anyway,
But
sorry,
yeah, that was
distraction.
Sorry.
Distraction. I just had to do it because Polly said so.
I love it.
Oh. Yep, you're right.
Is there a way for me to roll some type of like, I don't necessarily want to cast an invasive magic on Petra, but is there something that I can do to sense if she is in danger or trouble of some type? Like can I cast a vibe check?
Well, how about have a vision?
Yeah, can I have like not all visions are like
You want to do an
purely in your
insight
head, like
vision
like
check?
a feeling or a something. Like, can I see if she's in trouble? Can I try?
Sure.
Okay.
You can always try.
Okay. Is that a brains? I am using my brain.
Sure. Visions aren't really locked down to anything, unfortunately. Like all this
Yeah, that's why
vibe
I'm-
check is kind of a brains-ish thing
Okay.
from your experience. So you're trying to force another vision, huh?
Yeah, like, is she, even if it's like past or present, I'm just trying to get like what is she in trouble? And that can be like in any direction, past or present or current, like just what's happening with her.
Roll it.
Okay. Is this magic or is this just a
Nope.
vision? Okay.
This is just your vision.
Natural 20, nat 20, nat 20, nat 20. I'm going to take a picture and put this in our chat.
Whoa! Graybeard's not to be outdone.
I'm so excited.
And while you're posting the picture, SRC, I would love to play Kids on Brooms with everybody. We have to actually finish Dragon Heist first. So you've got a couple of weeks before we can change games and teach everybody a new system. But it's on the list. Roll it again.
Oh, I forgot I get to roll again.
Although I don't know if the difficulty chart goes past 20.
Only a 5. Only a 5 on the next one. It evened out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 20 or greater. Only the most incredible could even possibly succeed.
So 25. That's pretty good.
Okay.
I have the most incredible vision.
Yes. Yes, you do. So you focus in on Petra and you try to you do a vibe check and you try to get a feel for what's going on with her. And suddenly you find yourself standing on a train platform. And it is jam-packed with people. And they're shouting, and they're pushing, and they're shoving. And there are these men in dark uniforms that are also shoving and pushing. And you watch as someone like literally picks you up under your arms and pushes you up onto the train. And all you know is that you are so terribly terrified. And as the train starts to pull away, you can make out the sign on it that identifies the station as Berlin. And then everything kind of goes hazy. And you see yourself seated on the Hogwarts Express. And Christian's right there. He's kind of hunky. And he just puts his arm around you and pulls you in and says, don't worry, I got this covered. No one will know. You will be safe here. Just stick close. And nobody has to know where you're from or what you can't do. And then you're back in the kitchens.
Um,
And everyone's staring because Lenora is standing there with just like her eyes are red and she just has like waterfalls coming down her cheeks.
I reach in a pocket and just hand her a handkerchief.
Thanks. My allergies are really bad.
You don't have allergies.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Petra looks also equally terrified as to what has happened to you.
Oh, just, visions of clogged toilets and stuff.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
She'll tell us when she's ready.
Tam, clogged.
Are you ready?
Clogged toilet visions? ?
No, Tam, that wasn't serious. Don't cry. Oh, never mind. You okay, Lenora?
Yeah. But I think maybe we should just cut Petra some slack, like first years, it's a lot. And maybe we just get some snacks and we find, a nice place to wait. We'll go drop off the food for cousin
Christian? Is it?
Christian. We'll go drop off the stuff for Christian. And it'll just be fine. And we'll all be okay. Nothing will happen to anybody and no one's going anywhere.
Okay.
well,
You're
until the
overselling it a little.
Gryffindors find us again.
Oh, but you handled it beautifully last time. You'll be fine. Next time that toffee spell will work. Set it right.
You make your way up towards the hospital wing. Petra is going to be, if you let her, she'll take a few steps ahead of you. If you guys need a chance to talk under your breath as you approach.
What's going on, Lenora?
Petra she's like not magical, but don't freak out about it. But she was like in a really bad situation. I don't know if you guys know about what's happening in the muggle world, but it's like real bad right now. And things are going to get like a whole lot worse if my visions are correct about the future. It's going to get like a whole lot worse. And Christian like saved her and he brought her here to be safe and she's safe. So let's just keep her safe, okay?
Okay. Wait, this doesn't have to do with Tam's like German gremlin thing, does it?
I mean, there are Germans involved, like bad ones. They didn't look like gremlins, though. They just looked like bad people.
Gremlins. All caps. With an
Yeah,
underline.
I figure.
And sorry, was that to all of us or was
Yeah.
that okay?
Like, except for Petra, obviously.
Okay.
Yes, but I'll say that to everybody.
No magic. That's fascinating.
Right,
I
but
wonder
let's
how.
not say
Poor
anything,
thing.
because she can't go anywhere else.
Of course not. I'm just more surprised that the teachers haven't caught on, and the professors haven't caught on.
Well, yeah, because she's a different level than her cousin. They're in on it.
But I feel like, don't you feel like something would have realized that she's a muggle?
I do have a clarification question. What kind of train are we talking about? Is this like a
Oh, from the vision?
never returned from train
No.
that she was hoisted on,
No,
or
it was a
just
passenger train.
all kids are being
All
put on
kids
this
are being
train?
loaded on this train.
Yes. Thank you for the
1938, those trains
clarification.
aren't around yet.
Yes. Okay, I just wanted to be for sure on that. Okay. Yeah, it's just like there's a lot of kids that are not okay. And if we can help one, I'd be really okay with that.
Can't we just like give her magic? I mean,
I don't think it works like that, Tam.
Oh, that's
I
really
mean, how does
interesting,
any
though.
of it work really?
That
if you
would
think
no,
about
that
it?
would be terrifying though. If we could give muggles magic and we gave
would
the
be
wrong
terrifying.
one magic.
I mean, but why not?
She like pulls out a notebook and she's
No,
like
that's not
starts
good. That's
scribbling.
not
at it.
good. Because they can't all be trusted with it.
Why
They
not?
have it in the families.
Why should I be trusted with the things I see or
I
can
mean,
do?
that's a fair point. Or why
It's
any
just
of
not right.
us should be given
Well,
magic.
it's been in my family. I mean, we're really good with it, you know. Some just aren't.
Well,
We will get in a lot of trouble though if it's found out that we are harboring a muggle
I mean, we don't know that.
here.
Well, it happens sometimes. Sometimes the first years don't do so hot, or the magic's not all there.
I
You know?
think this goes a little beyond some pranks or exploding a wing of the school. This goes a little beyond that.
Exploding a wing of the school. Wait, what was it?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Listen, we can't send her back because of what's gonna happen. She can't go back. She won't.
I'm not
Be-
saying that we should send her back. I
Right.
agree. As long as she handles herself and stays under the radar, she can stay for as long as she likes. I'm not going to be running and telling anyone. But if it's found out that we knew that she isn't magical, then we are going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, I don't know. She's not magical. Do you know she's not magical? Maybe she's just not. Maybe her magic's shy.
Oh yes, maybe Lenora just lies all the time. You know, that's
You didn't say anything
No.
about anything.
Oh, it's okay. If somebody asks us something, we just tell them about the roving band of Gryffindors trying to like initiate everybody. That's gotta be distraction. It's distraction.
we can certainly try.
We should.
We can
How
always.
did she end up here, though? Is my question, because it gets really fuzzy. It's like she was on a train with all the other kids. She was really scared, and then all of a sudden she was with Christian.
And the train was clearly different.
Yeah, like
Something
it's
happened in the
definitely the
middle.
Hogwarts train. I've ridden that a lot.
Well, if he's her cousin and she got out of Germany to get to her cousin in England.
Yeah, but there's no in between. There was no transit. She got on the train and then like everything got fuzzy, and then all of a sudden she was on the Hogwarts Express.
Well, is that unusual for your visions? I mean, does it show everything, or do we have to interpret?
Rob?
Tell me.
I mean, we
It's your
could
narrative.
ask.
I mean, it's a little weird to not have any flashes of getting off the train, being in another place, and then getting to the station again. It's kind of weird not to have a flash of something.
Maybe she was unconscious and she didn't see it.
She unconsciously got on a train with her cousin?
Well, or maybe Christian swooped in and then used magic to teleport her out. Now, that's to do magic in the middle of a muggle train like that, though, would be.
I mean, isn't that not allowed until we graduate to do magic in the muggle world?
That's not allowed
Pretty much.
anytime. That's not
Very
allowed
heavily
anytime.
frowned on.
If he did that in front of a bunch of muggle children, he could be arrested.
But the magical.
Unless
They
this
always
is a
know.
time gap simply in the vision itself.
Okay.
A flash forward.
Okay. It could be
We're
that.
just working with what we got.
Yeah. Rob's also like, okay, so Rob was trying to spare us a 15-minute solo
Right,
scene,
right,
and
right.
now you're
Yeah,
turning
yeah,
it into
yeah.
a 15-minute
Okay,
conspiracy
okay,
It just
scene.
left like a mysterious hole of like, how did she get to
Yeah.
Christian?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll,
but that
I'll
makes
let
okay,
Lenora think
that's fine.
back and remember the train, the ship across the channel.
Okay,
A bunch of people speaking French at one point.
so that it's. I do get the feeling he definitely is her real cousin.
Rob didn't
Or
say
did
that.
I get the vibe because I was sitting next to him and you said my thought was he's hunky? Was that me feeling her feeling or is
I ain't
that
answering that question.
Ooh.
I'll let you guys enjoy that.
All right.
I don't know if they're related.
Or it's his girlfriend. And Tam would never have thought of that. That's just GB speculating player wise.
Maybe he's just a good guy. There's a lot of bad stuff going on over there.
Mm.
And that would be a very good thing to do for someone that you care about, like a family friend or a girlfriend or something. You know, who cares?
You've arrived at the hospital wing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you walk up, they're not admitting visitors right now. They're actually preparing Christian to return home. The injuries.
Already healed?
No. The injuries are significant enough that the hospital wing staff is concerned for his overall recovery, and they will be sending him out of Hogwarts for more specialized healing care.
That is very confusing. They've replaced bones that have ceased existing before. This must be
Right. Does it seem like they're lying? Are they acting like
It's
Are
hard
they
to say.
acting like this is a subplot?
They are not acting like this is a subplot. They are acting like he's not. This isn't a like drink some Skelligro. This
He
is
needs
like
to not be involved.
he needs actual real care. Yes, Saint Mungo style, not Muggle care. I mean, they're not going to do that. That's no. No. But definitely like a Saint. The transfer to Saint Mungo's is underway. Thank you for that. Sorry, I kind of forgot the name of that place.
Isn't St. Mungo's the insane asylum?
No, that's like the super hospital,
Is it? Oh, okay.
if I remember right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep. No, I was confused based on who's there. Sorry.
Yep.
Isn't Mungo an Australian name for friend? I think
Sure.
Something like
yes,
that.
it is. That's awesome.
Something like
St.
that.
Mungo's. Here at St. Mungo's down under. Oh.
I assume at the news that Christian is leaving the school, Petra is pretty freaked out.
Oh, yeah. Terrified would be a good word.
I'll say okay to like the adults, and can we like pull Petra, or can I pull Petra to the side?
Sure.
Just be like, listen, it's okay. I know that Christian was looking after you, because of everything that's going on. And it's fine. I'll look after. We can look after you. We can keep you safe. And the not magic thing, it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to go back to the train or anything like that. It's fine.
Zavat?
How freaked out is Petra looking now?
Zavat?
The train, I know. I mean, I had like a little bit of a vision to show me like what was going on. I know why you're here. And it's okay. It's okay. First of all, it's totally fine. I get it. I think Christian did the right thing to bring you here. It's safer here than it is there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that he did the right thing. Do you have other family or?
Christian's family has taken me in.
Okay.
They said this would be the safest place in all of England.
They sent you to Christian's home. His home was in the country?
No, his family lives in London. They are very connected with the magical diplomats.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You're
that's
muted,
personal.
Tiff.
No,
But you're back now.
I totally thought I was not muted. I'm wondering if Arya's gonna ponder her last name and Christian's last name and try and think if that her family's talked about him.
You tell me.
Have we sold them an exotic animal?
You tell me.
I think they've probably come across them, but the families have probably interacted before, but we're probably not close.
Okay, so like in what sense? What do you know about the Peters family? You tell me.
Well, they like griffins. They're not so happy about hippogriffs, too big. And they have put in requests for magical hedgehogs, but we have not found them yet. Other than that, they're kind of snooty. I mean, she's going to think their snooty traits are probably fine. They're probably very nice people. And they travel a lot throughout Europe. I think my dad tried to figure out what they thought was going to go on with Germany, but he got distracted selling him an animal. I mean, Arya hasn't paid any attention to this. She's like, he's cute. Oh, yeah, probably his family is. I don't know. Whatever. Like, she got distracted thinking about it.
Yeah, yes. But they said this would be the safest place. He's hard.
So the Petrus family would have enough clout to be able to get her in here if she wasn't magical. And to make it okay. So she must have some protection in here other than Christian. There's got to be a teacher that's helping.
You have some time to ponder this. When you are approached by one of the prefects from House Slytherin, a rather tall, lanky girl that just kind of like slithers around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you are, Arya, and your friends.
Hi.
Hello. Call him my entourage. Makes it easier. I'm gonna wink at her. What is her name?
Rebella.
Rubella. Hi, Rubella.
Yes, there's a meeting of all the houses in their common rooms.
Oh, right. Okay, thank you.
So you're going to have to
I'll
give
be right
up your
there.
entourage while they go off to wherever those bookworms go.
It's okay. It means we can find them whenever we want them. It just doesn't like, when they're useful to us.
And she turns and kind of
Do we
slinks
hear all
off.
this?
She's great.
She's like, okay, so it seems like did you hear everybody's supposed to be in their house for a house meeting? Do we
And
want to do that?
Well, but Petra isn't
Be on her own.
and can't get into the. Petra, do you know how to get into the
it's
Hufflepuff
just a
common room?
password, right? You don't have to magic it. You just have to know the password.
You-
Technically, they're supposed to be warded against people that are not supposed to be there, but at least that's what I remember from the books.
Mhm. They are warded. You have to know the password to get in.
Petra, you
just
know
a
the
password then?
password, right?
Yeah, the entrance is down at the kitchen.
Yeah, let's walk Petra to her door and
Yeah,
let her
yeah.
in, and then we'll go to our house. It's fine. And I'll let Toulouse stay with her.
Oh, there you are.
He's everywhere.
He looks at Petra and he looks at you and you can see that.
The oldest cat. It's
Trump,
just the
Trump,
oldest
Trump.
cat.
You drop Petra off at her room. You guys split to head, this Arya heads down the stairs into the dungeons while the Ravenclaws go up the stairs into the tower. You pass your prospective wards, and each of your house prefix makes it clear that Hogwarts is on lockdown. A word has come from the Ministry of Magic that there's a muggle, and they are to be turned over immediately. And we'll pick up
I
there.
just remembered I have to pee.
And we'll pick up on that after a break. We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. We have the mandated pee break.
Yep.
And that is that weird, sickly smell in the air.
Oh, God.
Something like rotting meat.
Ew.
As we're walking, I'm like starting to like shake it off, and I'm just gonna say under my breath, she's just mad her mom never wanted her home for holidays either.
Wow, that's some Gossip Girl shit. Like,
Wow.
Anybody else smell that?
it smells like salt.
Smells like
Not-
tea to me.
Not what I meant.
All right, if you didn't know, that was one of our clips. That's going in there.
Oh, dearie me.
Way. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going. Like, do we think it's going to follow us?
Yeah,
I'm sure it will.
Run it. Yeah, I was gonna say, can we outrun it, or is it like something that's just gonna follow us no matter where we go?
I don't think we can outrun it. I mean, it's not going to come any closer for a bit.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're gonna have to fight
Well,
it.
we could take shelter in the smoldering ruins, right?
I don't know if that's gonna help.
We
It's
don't
probably
know what's in the smoldering ruins.
Well, it couldn't be any worse than this.
We could
Oh,
come
yes,
across-
it could.
We could come across like another giant creature, and then we're fighting two at the same time. And then
But
it's
it
terrible.
could be like Godzilla versus King Kong. So if we run into something even nastier, maybe it won't want to eat us. It'll go after the other thing because they're legends and they have to fight. That's how that works.
No, or they team up against us.
You've had a very fortunate life, haven't you?
He goes in, he does a few loops, he comes back out, and beep.
Okay. Beep once if there's dead bodies in there. Beep twice. No, that doesn't work. All right, beep twice. No, that doesn't work. Okay, beep. Ah, screw it. I'm gonna see if I can sneak up. Look, see if I can sneak up and find a widow to kind of like. It's not really the sharpest tack in this box. David.
As you seem to be doing really well with it.
Ooh, nat 20, so
Oh
25.
my god.
Jeez.
Nice. Shattered it.
Wow. Well, you can roll your damage. I don't.
25. Because I got 3 6s.
Holy cow.
Oh my goodness.
She just hulked out. Rage hard.
Yeah, I think you should rage all the time. I think you
I
should
like this
never
rage,
not
yeah.
never
This
not be
is
raging.
it. Well, I
There's
only
where
get
all our
2.
good rolls were hiding.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's why they were so bad earlier. We were saving up. But... Stop hitting my friends.
Oop, wrong
They're
way.
damaged books with that kind of attitude.
Well played. Wow. Having taken a holy order of some kind and other oaths.
I'm thinking like an elven, like really.
Kung Fu Elfin Monk?
Kung Fu Elfin Monk. Okay.
Yes, that meditates a lot.
I can live with that.
Because elves don't have to sleep as much, so it totally right.
Oh no, that whole love interest thing. That's right. Oh, I forgot. I almost killed him.
I'm heading that way. I'll tackle
Oh,
her
she
ass
already has
again.
the potion. She already has the potion.
No, she just handed you the book, and as soon as your hands touched it, she let go and run.
She's not going to take the potion?
She's got bigger fish to fry, like getting her ass out of there. You shot her.
I'm trying to unshoot her to the best of my abilities.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
But there's a way to check if you really want to know. I'm intrigued. Cut your hand. Bleed in front of her.
Got it.
I mean, but if she's
Yeah, I didn't think I'd do it. I so did it. Smell it?
But like, she could not necessarily
So
be a
positive right there.
vampire.
Well,
She
you're
would be,
saying
like,
that she is a vampire, so.
Or she's like possessed by one, or like
Cutting her hand open.
Or like the
in the middle
leader.
of Strahd's domain.
Wait, her
Sounds
hand or
like-
my
not
hand? I
hers,
just cut
not
my hand
hers.
open.
Not
Sounds
hers.
like a
James.
fantastic idea. Oh.
I didn't have to cut my hand open. We need to cut her hand open.
Oh.
No.
Come here, girl. Come on.
No, you
I'm
mean to
already
say-
bleeding.
James just like waving his bloody hand in
Like, come
Irina's
on.
face.
Sorry.
The one that's between Chrysanthemum and her bottle.
Yes. Yes.
That's a dangerous place to be for many reasons.
Maybe re-roll.
Yeah, re-roll it. Re-roll it. The birds
Yeah,
are
yeah,
important.
yeah.
Everyone's in on the reroll.
I screwed these birds up earlier. We need
Come
a
on.
high roll.
We got
Yeah.
this. Let's do this.
Oh no. Oh my.
So
Every time I'm the bard who
Amazing.
does not want to be a. I'm really bad at being a bard.
That is amazing.
Worst bard ever.
Yikes.
The good news is, after this adventure, you can start taking levels of anything else.
Anything else? What the hell? Okay.
A
Yeah.
safe yes.
So we assume this guy is bad.
Oh, he's super bad.
Well, you know.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
I mean, he
Good.
keeps on trying
have-
to. He's a dick. He keeps on trying to coerce Irina into coming up to his castle and fucking die, become a vampire lady, and she's not into it.
Well, I mean, okay.
Like, why am I?
I legit have been screaming this entire time. So you know what? What is the health of
You're
everybody
also
right now?
full health. You want to like come
All right,
back and join
everyone's
the battle?
full health.
Like, no, we're not. The rest of
All
us
right.
are like highly injured. You're on
Yeah,
the
we're
outside
all
full
hurting
health. You
pretty
wanna,
bad.
Like,
The
help out a
jam
little
board
bit?
says that everybody's. Oh,
Oh, refresh.
Refresh
Never mind.
that. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Ember's alive because I just healed for 12. Show us that 12 out of 41.
You
You're
were
like
literally
farting
seeing
around
full
on the
health
outside of
this
the circle.
entire
Like,
time,
come
weren't you,
join
Yansen?
me. I'm full health. Y'all.
Shadows didn't have a spot on the jam on the thing, and I was just like, oh, I don't know.
I think we broke the.
Go ahead and roll me a performance check. Maybe the dice are going to favor you at the moment.
Also, are
Can't
we
be an
can we-
intimidation? I can't like intimidate the rhyme
No.
with my music. Okay.
No.
Well,
Can
I
you
thought I would
specialize
try.
this in intimidation music.
Or I
though.
can't persuade them
No.
to not sing with my music. Okay.
What's up,
Can
Molly?
can we do anything when we're singing, or is that like it takes up our whole action?
Oh, it doesn't.
Come on.
It doesn't. Oh, good lord. Yeah,
Finally.
I'm over here
I
trying.
finally can bard.
Da-
For just let me bard. I never get to bard. I'm always doing failing rolls when it comes to bard skills.
The bard
This
is
the
being
first
a
time.
bard.
You're barding when it's most
I say
important.
Ah,
It's about time.
MVP.
Sweden is my lucky country.
No
All right.
kidding.
Yeah.
Special and like not forced or anything. It's brilliant. I think the quote I have in particular is actually came from chat, which was the spell slide into DMs, which then became a spell. That's just it's very endearing. So I love it.
I'm going to follow it up by saying that the reaction to receiving a message spell was an absolute, just as far as role play goes. You're swinging again.
Oh man,
Wow,
this
guy is
guy.
tough.
What's up with this guy?
He's
What? What? This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. All right, we're going. Let's go.
Okay.
And followed by the smite. Come on, Timber. We got this.
I mean, if he doesn't go down now, I don't know.
And
but
he finally drops.
Yes.
Come say hi.
Okay, so we're back. We left off on a little cliffhanger. Everyone was in their common rooms. They've been told that there is a muggle somewhere in Hogwarts that needs to be reported so that they can be removed from the campus immediately and sent with the appropriate authorities.
Wait, we were told this after we all split up to go to our houses?
Yep. Now,
Can I?
before pin the
yep.
thought. Remember, your rumors that you told me were important. Remember that you have some stuff in hand. You have an hour to feel like you have a good resolution to this. And you don't generally want to ask, can I? Just, if you can't, I'll stop you halfway through it. But this is your story to tell now. You have these 4 amazing individuals who have been handed some kind of challenge. Go forth. Now, Molly, you were saying.
I will psychically link with Toulouse, who is with Petra.
Okay.
What is that like? It says complete 2-way psychic communication.
Oh, God, what are you doing in here?
Does that mean, like, can I, like, see, or can he just communicate with me? Like, is that like a whole warging situation, or?
We're talking. What do you want now?
I just want to make sure that, like, Petra's not panicking. I assume she's hearing the news at the same time we are.
Am I supposed to follow her into the girls' bathroom because that's where she just ran?
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that. Yes, you were supposed to. Where is she?
I just said she ran into the girls' bathroom.
There's like 4,000 bathrooms, Toulouse.
The one off of the Hufflepuff common room.
Okay.
Hold on, there's someone going in now.
Oh, don't let him go with her.
I'm going already.
I'll meet you in there, but just let me know if something happens.
She's crying in one of the stalls in the back.
Okay, well, don't let anyone bother her, and I'll be there in a second.
What do you want me to do? Bite him?
Yes!
Okay.
Okay, I'll be...
I don't think he took a shower. She took a shower this morning.
She? You bit somebody?
You told me to bite him.
I didn't know there was someone in there.
I just told you someone was going in. That's how I got in.
But I said just if they tried to get her to bite them.
You were not specific about that, and now I have the taste.
Toulouse. Okay, let's back this up. Is there someone trying to get Petra right now?
Besides me?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
She left.
Follow her! Where's she going?
No, the one I bit left. Petra's still here crying.
Okay, I will be there in a minute, but just let me know if someone else comes into the bathroom. And try to comfort Petra. She's nice.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. So just try to give her some comfort.
You
are a cat, and you're adorable. I put a little yellow bow on you before I gave you over. Little Hufflepuff colors.
Right.
You're so cute.
I don't want to butt in on your great overarching plan here, but how exactly are you going to get into the Hufflepuff common room?
Figure it out.
Okay. I'll be here.
Okay.
with Petra. Hold on, I have to bite someone.
Oh God. Okay, you guys, we have a problem. Deleuze just bit 2 people.
Your cat.
But Petra's crying in the bathroom, and we have to get to the Hufflepuff bathroom now because somebody's in there. Maybe after her, maybe not. But my cat bit them.
Well, that's going to be great for keeping people out of the bathroom. There's a rabid cat in one of the bathrooms.
I mean, all the teachers know who Toulouse is.
But the students don't. Is he somehow impervious to magic? That would be
No,
great.
but he's a fixture of the school. I assume. Well, not first years, maybe.
Okay. We need to get to Petra.
Yes.
How are we going to do that? She's in the Hufflepuff common room in one of the bathrooms, you said, right?
Yeah.
This conversation is happening as you're rushing down the hall towards the Slytherins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Towards the Slytherins? Oh.
Yeah, we gotta go. We have to get Arya.
I wandered out.
She would know.
that's
my! She
right.
would
That's
know
right.
exactly what to do. Let's go get Arya. She always has a plan. Her hair is so shiny.
My hair's never shiny.
Do good ideas come from shiny hair?
I think so. It's close to your brain.
As you guys are rushing down there, I'm sure she comes like sneaking around a corner, like probably like Scooby-Doo. She's not looking; she looks the other way and like runs into you. Hey, there you guys are.
Arya, okay, so my cat bit 2 people, and Petra is in a bathroom crying, possibly being abducted. We have to get in the
just
Hufflepuff
like this.
now.
That was a
What's
really
the plan?
different meaning than I got from my common room. I was just told there was muggle around and we're supposed to turn him in, which, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, we don't know anything about, right? So, plan? Well, we go get her, obviously, and
Yeah, I said where she is, and where's the plan to that?
Do you have any Hufflepuff friends? I have no friends. So I am useless.
I mean,
in trying
Petra.
I know some
to-
people.
Aside
probably.
from Petra, sure.
My friends. Yeah, I'm sure I know a couple of like Hufflepuff families. But wait, it's the bathroom in the Hufflepuff
Common room.
or had she wandered out to a bathroom in the hallway?
Toulouse.
It was off the common room.
Yeah,
if I remember
it was
correctly.
within the common room.
Okay, so we go to the door and we knock on it until somebody opens it, and then, okay, let's face it, one of you 3 should probably do it. You say there's a message to the nurses in the hospital wing. Would like, Kristen, her cousin, would like to see her. Yeah,
Or-
he was asking about her.
Or that your familiar's in there and you need to get it.
Or that,
'Cause it's
or that the
biting
nurses
people.
wanted to make sure that they have the right contact info.
We have 2 very good plans: either rabid cat or paperwork.
He's not rabid.
Fool-
He's just
fool-
old and grumpy.
He bit 2 people.
I did tell him to bite those people.
I just
mean,
want to
that's-
check in with all of you. The current count is now at 5, but Petra is safe.
Okay, so he's bitten 5 people.
We need
Why
to
don't you just tell him to get her out of there? Tell him to bring Petra to us.
Hey,
I mean, you've got somebody in there. Tell him he's bite her, not her, just her robe, and drag her out.
Hey, Toodles. Do you think you could maybe persuade Petra to come outside of the Hufflepuff
You want
thing
me
so
to
we could...
bite Petra now?
No. Don't bite Petra. Don't bite her. Is there a way you could persuade her, perhaps? Like, do like a little come hither motion with the tail or whatnot, and have her follow you out?
Sure.
I will remove the bow and I won't put it
Done.
on for a week. I knew that would work.
As you reach the Hufflepuff common room, the doors opens almost as you come around the corner next to the kitchen, and several Hufflepuff students come dashing out of it. And then Toulouse comes out all like up on his cackles, just snarling and roaring and hissing. And you see, you hear, I think we can, salmon, we can find salmon somewhere. And they're like scrambling through the kitchen. And he kind of looks at you, looks over his shoulder at the doorway, and kind of just, rump.
Who's a good kitty? Who's a good
Petra
kitty?
pops her head around the door, sees you, and then comes charging out.
Yeah. I'll take the bow off too. I'm a wizard of my word. Petra,
Yeah?
we should probably go.
Yeah?
Let's boy, where's a hallway there's not where we can go have a conversation? Let's see.
Should we just go outside? Would that be less noticeable?
Well, no, not if it's under lockdown. They're probably not letting students just wander around outside. We got to get someplace where they're not going to see us.
I mean,
You know what? Sort of classroom.
To the library.
Ugh, yes, the library. Let's go.
Isn't there a brass door that nobody knows where it goes? I mean, that would be a good place to hide.
Is that a thing where people can actually use it? I thought it didn't open. I thought it was just like artwork.
No
or
one knows
something.
how to open it. Don't worry. Give me like 2 more years. I'm working on it.
Well, has
Do you
Lenora
know how
ever
to
taken a
open
crack?
the door? Do you remember it being installed?
He's too busy reveling and not having the ribbon, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, Lenora, you got that whole like treasure seeking thing, right? Maybe you can figure out the.
That's true. We'd have to be there though.
Do we?
Well,
do
we're
we
going there
need-
now.
Do we need to be solving a mystery door when we have someone that we need to get out of here?
Ren, sometimes you got to keep Lenora occupied.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe that door leads to somewhere safe. If nobody
Or-
can get in.
Or maybe to somewhere absolutely awful. What
I
if
mean,
it's
I heard
like
there's a big winged beast in the basement. Maybe we could fly it out of here.
I don't know if we can tame a big winged thing. Like, I don't want to deal with the ice spider thingies. I'm saying that right now. No ice spiders.
And then
Draw
as
the
you're
line.
working way down the hall, you hear, Acton! And then you watch as one of the pedestals with the bust just begins to swing down on top of you. Someone going to get crushed. What happens?
I'm gonna suspend it in midair.
Okay.
Like how big is a bust? Like is it
It's the
so
whole
big?
pedestal. It's the big
Like
thing.
a column?
Yeah.
It's Leviosa.
Go for it, though.
But we can all like.
First reaction, cast a spell. I like it. I respect it.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I can I assist?
8. It's not
I
that
was
kind of
gonna
game.
You can also do it.
Good
Though.
as
You can also.
D&D.
This sounds like a brawn check. Brawn spell.
Oh, okay.
You only got to get a 9.
Well, on account that it's a D4.
Plus a D4.
Yep. Well, it's +1, so if I max, that's a 3, and then I do my magic, right?
Right.
It's a 1.
Somebody else want to jump in? With a
Hold on.
thing?
Wait,
As-
wait.
wait.
Sorry. If you make a check involving the magic die that fails, you may spend 1 is it
Adversity tokens.
It says adversity. And I was like, wait, what? Adversity token to re-roll the magic die.
Ooh.
Which I think it would still fail, but
Unless you roll a 4, because that would explode.
yeah. Okay, so let me do that. Let me
That'd be cool.
expend
Okay.
an adversity token. Oops, there we go. So I have 2 left, and I'll re-roll that d4. And I got it. I got a 4.
Nice. Roll it again.
Okay. So wait, what did I get at the first one? I got a
You have a 3 and a 4, so you're at 7.
Oh god, what is that? Oh, I got another 4.
You're at 11. Roll it again.
Oh, I can keep rolling?
Yes.
It's like Parcheesi.
Oh my god. That's a 2.
So 13.
Oh, 13.
13. I can't do math. So
It's okay. That's
thanks.
okay.
Hey, raise your hands if you're art school.
She really pronunciates the "oh" in Leviosa.
It's not overly impressive, and Ren actually is like has to fall backwards under her rear with her wand out, two-handed, and you've got this massive stone column like right above you that you are holding up magically.
Move!
And you can,
I'm gonna push everybody out.
you start to stand back up and push it back up right.
Oh, I'm just gonna roll. I don't
Oh,
care about
jeez.
it smashing. I
Okay.
just didn't want it to smash us.
Fair enough.
I
And then
don't
you
care about
roll out of the way.
that.
Splash.
Yeah.
And it's bits of stone cascade across the floor, and Toulouse looks over at Lenora and looks at you.
Did you see where they went? And I would pull out my wand and look around and see if we could figure out who shouted Achtung.
Did anyone hear German?
Yeah.
Gremlins.
Okay, well, what do they look like?
But the house elf said that when a pan broke, they heard German words. So what? Did anyone hear German when that happened?
Well, yeah. Last time I checked, Achtung was German.
Petra?
Petra will
Didn't
confirm.
you hear it?
Yep.
She heard German?
Yep.
What was it?
It was warning,
They warned us?
I guess. I suppose. Maybe they were being silly.
Or maybe they wanted us to look and then be crushed because we looked.
Mm.
We
should.
Now I'm fully confused.
So is there... Okay, so I'm going to use my wand, and I'm going to use a spell to detect invisible. And see if there's an invisible creature in here that would have been near enough to hit that, and maybe still is in the area.
And Tam takes off his glasses.
All right, Tam, do you have a good invisible spell? Can you see invisible things? I mean, you can turn invisible. Can you see them?
Boy, that would have been useful. So many times.
Yeah, it really would have. Like when you fell and broke your ankle, and I was trying to find you in a wet field for 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have shouted more. That was a thing but I just kept going.
It was very hard to hear that while it was raining.
Okay, let's see if we can find anybody. Really? Wow, it was raining? Tam.
So you start waving your wand around like a little flashlight, trying to see something.
Yeah.
Okay. What's everyone else up to? Or are we moving on? Or is everyone else can help?
I mean, we can keep walking while I'm doing that, you know.
Or so are you staying to search, or are you moving on quickly?
I figure we're heading to the library.
Yeah,
Okay, we can move on.
keep moving, but keep an eye out.
Mhm.
Like I said,
Right.
Tam takes his glasses off and he's like watching wherever she shines the light.
Okay, that's a plan. You hear a voice down one of the hallways. I bet you it's that little Hufflepuff brat with her friends. It sounds like
Petra.
It sounds like a Gryffindor, actually.
Does it sound like Fletcher?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Love
You
to
think
see
he'd
it.
have learned?
I think they went this way. And you hear like footsteps coming down the hallway.
I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna like pull Petra.
Is there a doorway? It's got to be a classroom around here. Sorry.
Is there a doorway?
Sure.
Or
You tell me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll try a doorway.
Yeah. We're hiding?
Yes.
Okay.
So you duck in a classroom and
Yeah.
okay,
And I want to lock the door.
pointing your wand at it.
Yeah, before like if they're too close, that's fine, but like I wanted to do it as like quietly as possible.
Pitcher reaches over and turns the bolt.
Magic is better.
Not always.
She kind of looks at you a little confused, but then shrugs. She's not going to argue right now. You hear it as it charge down the hallway past you.
I'm gonna put my ear to the door. Do we hear anything?
It sounds like they've probably moved off, I would think at this point.
Is Toulouse still in the hall? No.
Toulouse who? You don't see him anywhere.
He's not. Yeah, he's not in the room. So is he out in the hall still? Can
He's
I
Toulouse.
link with Toulouse? Toulouse, where are you at?
I'm in the hallway.
Are they still out there?
Who?
Those Gryffindor jerks that just ran by.
No. They
Okay.
just ran by.
So you can't see him anymore.
No, not from this angle.
Any angle?
Well, let me stop cleaning myself and I'll look.
Thank you.
Nope, not from this angle either.
Okay, I think we're good, guys.
I'll unlock the door and like slowly stick my head out.
Empty hallway.
Okay.
Plus a cat and a smashed column with a busted bust.
Bust a bust.
Bust
We
a
can say
bust.
the Gryffindors did it. They break stuff all the time.
They really do.
They really do.
Yep. All right, to the library, quick.
And I'm gonna scoop Toulouse up. He's coming with us.
Come on, let's go.
Who's a good kitty? Yeah, it's Toulouse.
You just see
Okay.
him like scratching behind
Okay.
his ears and he pretends to
Wait.
hate it but really
Wait.
likes it.
NLK has
So-
an idea.
What? Okay, no, I'm not gonna ask. I know where the room of requirement is.
Okay.
It wouldn't work for her though, would it? Because it's magical.
Well, do
I
we
don't
know if
remember
it
that-
works on muggles or not? I'm trying to
I-
remember.
Yeah, I don't.
He's
It
with
just
us.
what I just remember is it gives you whatever you need, right? That's the room of requirement, right?
Right. If you can find it.
It gives you what you need? Okay.
Uh-huh. But like they found the room of requirement and then like Harry and all of them were able to like return to it multiple times. So once you find it, you can
Mm-hmm.
find it again, right?
But Ren
A
spent most of her
person
time in
can-
the library, not
That's true. Okay,
Not
that's fair.
looking for
That's
the
fair.
room of
That's fair. That's fair.
requirement.
That's fair.
It's the room you can enter if you really need it.
Mm-hmm.
something
so
like
when
that.
it appears, it's equipped with the seeker's needs,
Yes. Right.
and it's located on
But
the
you have
seventh
to-
floor of the castle.
But you have other rumors to pursue.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So then never
All
mind.
right,
Sorry,
so
that
we're
was just
racing.
yeah, that was just a thought, but no, that's fair.
There.
So we're racing to the library.
Yeah. I don't think you're going to come across anyone necessarily that's concerned about you.
Just race past him. Hi, how's it going?
Yep.
Really got to get that spell book from
You
Professor
get to,
Snifflebottom.
you pop up, you come around the corner, there's the library, and the door opens. And Professor Snifflebottom steps out. What are all of you doing out over here?
Homework?
It's a Saturday afternoon. Haven't you something more interesting to do?
No. Where else would I be?
Yeah, that's true.
And he kind of looks at the rest of you. Fine, but why are you all here?
I had a vision that I might want to get ahead of some of my reading this week.
Group project, he blurts. As he,
Yeah,
as-
Right. Yeah.
Project.
Yeah.
Which class is the project for?
Like I said, I just get like a feeling.
Herbology.
Sure.
You know how that professor is. They really. I find it interesting that they really want you to investigate the different layers of the baffle bottom nosed bulbous root, and I don't know, like just can't wrap my head around why it is called that. It is the dumbest name for a plant. Sorry, Professor.
And also, why do we still have group projects? Can I petition? Can I submit a petition to get rid of group projects because they are just the absolute worst?
Yeah, they really just punish everybody. I mean, because then the one person does work and complains about the other people who don't do the work. The people who don't do the work are like, man, why didn't I get better credit?
Confident that sometime in the next few years, group projects will indeed be a thing of the past.
Well, that's good to know. However, that doesn't help us today. So if you will excuse us.
It sounds like Ren needs to roll me a charm check. How hard do you think this is?
I mean, she basically lives here, so I feel like
seeing Ren go in and out of the library is pretty normal.
She's trying to get everybody. You want him to believe that you're all going in there.
Well, I'm not doing it happily.
So a 7, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Success for those who are very skilled is certain, but not for those that aren't.
Okay.
Oh, and I don't think we're at impressive yet.
No. Okay, so oh, I got a 6, which is a D6. So I got a 6. So I get to roll again.
So you roll again.
Yep. Explodes.
Well, you're rolling a D6.
Yeah, for charm.
You're not normally a smooth talker. You know that, right?
Correct. Yes, that's
But
why
I
when you
just rolled a 6.
when you put that on her, I was like, oh God, no.
This involves the library.
It does involve the library.
So what's the reroll become?
The second one is a 5.
An 11. That's an impressive overshot of the 7 you were aiming for.
The library just gives me its aura.
Very
magic
well.
of
If
the
you need to be in there, don't just stay out of the restricted sections.
Of course.
I don't think I believe you. And he kind of shuffles off towards the potion rooms.
You shouldn't.
Send a stage whisper after he gets around the corner.
And you're in the library. Now what?
Beeline it for this door.
Yeah. Okay. Are we in an area where there's nobody else?
It's a Saturday in the library.
Yeah, no.
The whole
So
place
it's
is an
packed.
area where there are no other people.
Okay.
Just the other
Petra.
Ravenclaws. Oh.
Yeah, it's all the Ravenclaws. They actually just have their meeting in here.
Could I expend an adversity token to treasure hunt? It says a useful item in your surroundings. Could that possibly be a book of directions of how to open this door, or a key, or a button, perhaps?
I like the book. I absolutely,
Okay.
bam, wait, I have an idea. And Lenora disappears.
Yeah.
And she comes back with a stack of books. One of these is how the door works.
Yes.
Shuffle. This one. So how hard do you think it is for you to decode a book on magical door construction?
I mean, we have a beautiful brain right here. I slide the book close to a Ren. You know books? How do we do this? I will assist in the decoding.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look at the door. It's a book. He's gonna poke it with the wand. And see if I-
Would that be like a brains roll,
Yeah, I feel like that would be your
It's a
brains,
brains.
roll.
to decode it?
Feels like a brains.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a book on magical locksmithing. It's not exactly your area of expertise.
Is it possible for me to use some type of magic to assist, like a magical focus, like help her focus, help her see?
Hey, if only we had a pillow, you could use my pillow osmosis book spell.
Oh, I have a pillow.
Yeah? Okay. Well,
I
maybe
go
we
to
can
like my
use that.
little extra bedroom, and it's like I have a cot there with a pillow.
This is genius, okay? This is
Ren-
genius.
Ren, do you live here?
Sometimes.
I mean,
And,
there is a toothbrush in the. Oh, okay, she closed it.
And
Y'all are
yeah,
weird.
I
can't
mean,
rem- I can't remember. How did this thing is do you have to be asleep or is it just under your pillow?
I don't know.
I don't think I wrote
Yeah,
that
I
down.
said.
Just says book under pillow.
Tam knows the pillow osmosis or the book pillow osmosis spell.
Oh, you get knowledge through your dreams, so you do have to be asleep. But she'll like open the book curtain. Can someone make me fall asleep?
Abracadabra, go to bed.
Sleep enough.
Yeah. I will try to put
okay.
her to bed
Sleep.
for
So
like
Lenora's
a
gonna
5-minute nap.
blast her with a sleeping charm.
Yep.
And then Tam is going to blast her with an osmosis charm.
Yes.
Well, don't I already know the osmosis charm? Because I was the one that taught Tam it, right?
But how are you going to cast it while you're asleep?
That's what you.
Or was that what I was researching?
You wanted to get that spell from me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my notes are bad.
5. How often has Lenora forced people to sleep?
Okay, I feel like that would be a good way to get people not to like I said, she walks around trying to get people to not get hurt from her visions, right? I feel like she's like, and you're not going down the stairs, and good night. And she just like will like literally put people to sleep or something so that they don't run into something that they were going to hurt themselves with.
Okay. So 1, 4, 5, 6. You gotta beat a 6. And this would be a charms spell, I believe.
Oh, good. I roll a d6 for that. Okay.
A d6 plus a d4 because it's magic. I hope I'm right about that roll.
I have a +1 to this as well. I don't know why.
Probably from your wand.
A 5 + 1 is already a 6, but I'm gonna roll my magic just because. A 1, so a 7.
And Ren has enough time to think, maybe it's not a great idea to have Lenora casting magic on me that's forcing me to sleep, because she's not exactly that skilled yet, and I might not wake up again.
Too late.
So, Tam, JB, now this spell is going to magically imbue Ren with all of the knowledge in this book.
Yep. That's how Tam makes it through school. He's like, oh, I don't have time for that. There's creatures to fight. So,
9, and so he's cast this several times. Okay. I'm guessing this is a brain spell.
Sounds good.
Can you hit a 10?
Oh, jeez, I need a 10. All right.
What are you rolling?
I'm rolling a d10 and a d4.
Okay.
10 and a 4. Bam!
Are you serious?
Oh, that's amazing.
I am. I'll leave
You
it.
exploded both?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Let's have a pic of that. That's
Do
hilarious.
you believe in magic?
Yeah.
Young Tam's heart.
Yep. Oh my god, that's crazy.
I mean, this is your spell.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
that's
It is.
okay. All right, okay. And so then again, a 1 and a 2. Okay, so that's opposing ends of the spectrum there.
Oh, the revenge was swift.
Yeah.
Wham.
So 60, 17 all told.
Okay. Absolutely. With that kind of a roll, yeah, that's like in a matter of moments, Ren just walks through the entire book in a dream. When she comes to, she looks a little bit shaken and shockingly unrested as basically she has just taken multiple courses in metallurgy, magical design, lock making, lock breaking, and had to endure what possibly felt like a 4-hour dissertation on the history of locks.
You know, I don't know if she would not be into that.
I was gonna say I can't see that being a problem for Ren.
Yeah, I think she'd be like, "Oh, this is fascinating."
It starts with
only 4 hours.
They put a rock in front of the cave as a means to keep predators out, and it kind of went from there.
Fair enough.
And the best part is she was asleep, so she still didn't learn the spell.
But absolutely, yes, you're quite confident you can get this thing open.
Okay, then I will go over to it without explaining anything and try to open the door.
You point your wand at it, and based on the amount of knowledge you acquired, the door unlocks.
I still don't know if this is a good idea or not.
Well, here we go.
So wait, so does it like roll or how does it open up?
Yeah, sure. It rolls out of the way like a giant wheel. It slides forward and rolls like a giant wheel.
Okay.
Is it like dark?
I don't know. Is it?
I'm gonna cast Lumos. I know that spell through.
That's the free action. Because everybody's doing that after a while.
Is there a cave? Is it just like?
I'm thinking it's like stairs that spiral down, and like lights kind of like flicker up, like little oil lamps flicker to life, and like bing, 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 down the stairs into the bowels of the castle.
So I'm holding my wand out, and I'm just gonna say, so before we go into the depths of this school, with no one knowing that we are going to be here, are we sure nobody's parents can just take Petra and keep her safe? For the time being?
As an oracle, I can tell you my family is unreliable.
I mean, possibly. I could see we might.
I just
be
see a
able
very
to.
simple solution to
Too
this.
bad I'm already going.
Lenore.
Adventure. Also,
she's holding on to her hat. She's
yes,
just-
like running. I'm holding Petra. I have the cat in one arm. I'm running. But I would also like to. Is it possible to like? Is there like a put back spell, like a clean up spell? I want to put the book back on the shelf so that it's not just like sitting out open to the pages we were at. Like, can we
just take it with us?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I just don't want it like sitting out next to the door.
I'm pretty sure Ren's already put it in her book bag.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh yeah.
She's already read it. Does she really need to take it with her?
Well, yeah, we'll just leave it underneath the pillow.
Yeah, under the
There
okay,
you
that's
go.
fine. That's fine. We should definitely shut the door too, though.
Oh, I always have to. Oh, shut the. No.
Yeah, on us. Yes, absolutely. Shut the door.
No, we will
Yeah,
not shut
it's
the
fine.
door.
Yeah. You know how to open it.
Fine.
Lenora, we may have to open it in a hurry.
And it's shut.
I'll allow it. If you're all standing there inside the door arguing, nobody notices until like Tam's like, guys, thud.
Just holding my
And
light up wand,
and
like
it actually pushes Ren forward as it slides back into its slot. Like it's like up
Lenora,
against her back.
you better have a vision of us getting out of this alive, or I swear.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty tapped since I saw Petra's past, but hopefully it'll come to me. I mean, I get at least once a week.
Well, think of it this way,
Great.
Ren. You're having yet a different adventure in the library. Besides, now we'll get to find out where this goes. Come on.
But I didn't even get to get my sword. She says,
Maybe
as
there's a
everyone,
sword
like,
out here.
who's behind everybody.
There's gotta be a sword around here somewhere. Hey, maybe that's not a good thing.
She's like muttering to herself, it's not an adventure if you don't have a sword.
Oh, it's always an adventure. You got a wand.
So can I spend 2 adversity points to pull a sword from my bag?
You can spend 1 because it's dramatically awesome.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Tam's like, oh,
is this your sword?
You mean something like this? And he just hands her a sword. So,
How did you? Why do you have a sword in your bag? This is really heavy.
Well, you never.
Are you sure you're not
No.
Gryffindor?
But they have
No.
swords.
Her.
Me?
Gryffindor? Oh yeah.
I can like swords and not
Yeah,
be
but
in
you
Gryffindor.
really like swords.
Just all of the best heroes have swords.
Some have
Aren't you happy we closed the door now? And
No.
Lumos on the sword.
Okay.
All right, we're walking.
She'll just like silently just kind of like, this is pretty awesome. And she's just like holding it out.
I'm gonna hand Toulouse to Petra. I just kind of want him to like be with her just in case.
Takes him,
Yeah.
and he kind of looks at her. She looks at him. And
I'm waiting for Petra to make the same noise
and
back
she
at
just
him.
puts him down.
No, Petra, keep him. His
She
legs are
pauses,
old.
And
This
she goes
is
to reach for him, and he goes.
Toodles. That is not very nice. I'm gonna pick him back up and hand him to her.
And then she takes him, and he looks at her, and she looks at him, and he.
Petra, just keep hold of him.
She's actually slightly more scared of you than him at this point, so she'll hold on to him.
Yeah.
At least for now. And you make your way spiraling down into the bowels. Petra will kind of look at all of you. What is the plan?
Oh,
What are we
plan?
looking to find?
Well, a reason they're looking for a muggle? Petra, might be time to come clean. Why are they looking for you?
The kinder transport was supposed to get me out. But my family is very connected to the party. Christian's family said they would take me, but it would have to be secret. So rather than letting you call us muggles?
Yeah, it just
No.
means you have any magic.
I mean, people.
Yeah.
Muggle sounds a little yikes.
But
But
rather
that's
than
what they're called.
rather than letting the people know
People.
I was in the country, they thought hiding me here would be better.
It's not a bad plan.
Well, except
Petra,
for when
how
it
do we-
didn't work.
How do we get you back to them, though?
Back to Christian's parents?
Yeah.
The Hogwarts Express?
They what?
The train? I
The
don't
Hogwarts
know.
Express. Back
Oh,
home.
right, Hogwarts Express. I don't. Does it run
know
other than to bring
where
people
we
here
are.
and back? Oh, well,
I think people have left on it, so I do think it runs.
Lenora.
I mean,
I
there's
think
a big
you're right.
metal bird somewhere here. I just feel I haven't had a vision, but I've heard it.
I think we gotta find the metal dragon thing, bird.
Or maybe
metal
we could
fly
just
thingy.
harness a bunch of spiders together.
We are not touching the spiders.
Yeah.
Nobody's going near the spiders. No, no,
Yeah.
no.
We'll
We
make
have talked
little
about
harnesses.
this.
I once made a cat
wanna be
harness
my
for
best friend, we're
Toulouse,
not
but
going
he
near the
did
spiders.
chew through it.
Lenora, I think you being mind melded with Toulouse is making you go rabid. You need to calm down.
I mean, he's not rabid. He's just old.
He bit 5 people.
I told him to bite people.
Hence part of the problem.
Well, Petra's okay.
Yeah, she is okay, but now we're in a tunnel behind a locked door.
And before that, we were being chased by Gryffindors. This is a magical school. Weird shit happens all the time. To be fair.
If we could convince the spiders to lock their little legs, ice floats. We could build a raft.
Oh, I love it, Tam.
Again, just blurting.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to say this more clearly. Not going near the spiders on purpose.
I
And-
agree
and
with
with
her
that-
on this one.
Arya turns and starts to stride down the stairs and walks right through a cobweb.
God, God, I'm gonna need my handkerchief back.
Okay.
Does it melt? Was it like ice?
No, just a standard
disgusting
cobweb.
and sticky.
Oh.
But dramatically appropriate, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been walking this whole time. Is this just like a never-ending staircase? Is there any end in sight?
You eventually come down, like you start to hear trickles of water as you come down, and you notice that the stairs are becoming more and more slick, and you start to smell that bit of like cave smell. Wet,
Is it cold?
Cold,
Wet, but no, not cold.
kind of
Musty.
musty.
But like not like snow cold,
Not
just
snow
like
cold, just-
underground.
yeah.
cold.
Oh, it's underground. Okay.
Yeah, not like freezing, but just that damp, cool sense of being deep in the earth,
Okay.
coupled with a periodic drip, drip, drip from somewhere, always echoing through. And eventually, the what was a nice, neat tunnel of stairs going down kind of opens more into like just unfinished cave. And the stairs come down to a massive underground sea.
Okay, this is cool, but I'm not sure it deserves secretive bronze door.
And I don't think that are there like any boats or anything tied to a dock? Or
I don't think there are.
Okay. And it looks like
Gotta
it's
be
a-
some stuff we
Well-
can.
Do you think we could get out this way?
Yeah, we'll look around, see if there's anything we could maybe put together to ride on. Gotta be able to build a raft. There's gotta be something around
Toulouse?
here.
Do you
I don't
have
think
any
we can ride
knowledge
on
of what's
Toulouse.
down here? I mean, he's been here for a long time, you guys.
We any other corridors or anything to look around?
Okay, it's kind of
Any
a wide
offshoots?
open cave. You can kind of start to meander around and look a bit. Mostly
mean,
you
there's
hear,
gotta be
hear your
something else
voices
down
and
here.
the sounds of that dripping echoing throughout the cavern.
I do look up.
I don't want to look up.
No one ever looks up. Always
no one
bad.
ever looks up, but I don't. You're looking up. So I
Okay,
don't
you
wanna
look up, I'll look down. Can I
I'm gonna
see
hold
through the
this
water?
sword, like
It's murky and dark. The stalactites
Oh, oh,
cover
oh.
the ceiling from what you can make out where the light can reach.
but no like nests.
And then you're pretty
or-
sure you see the light glinting off something
Below or above?
above.
Okay, I'll hold the sword and I'll like kind of bring it back to where that glint is.
And you see something kind of like, you see this that kind of glints off a series of bits of metal along one of the stalactites that immediately withdraw.
We need to get out of here.
The metal
Right now.
moved?
Do we need to go into the water to get out of here?
Or
Or
we
just
can't
run?
go back. I shut that door.
Right, we're gonna go this way very fast. Right? That good? Sound good? Yep. mhm.
Yes, yes.
Let's do that. Look! An opening. Let's see where it goes.
I'll keep my I'll keep the
Which way
sword
you headed
up.
again?
Well, I guess along the sea.
Along the edge?
So, yeah, because there's still edge, right? It
Yep.
still looks like it's moving out. I mean, the water's obviously flowing, so we're following the water.
And
Water's
as
actually
they-
pretty stagnant. Go ahead, JB, what you got?
Oh, as
GB?
as they're walking away, they realize that Tam is standing there staring, looking up at whatever it was, because he's totally tempted by the knowledge of what is this? I've never seen one of these kind of
I'm
things.
gonna like do
I think
this
Lenora
and
is
try to
also
grab.
standing next to Tam, like, this is awesome.
Well, did they see it? Or was it just
I didn't
me?
see it.
Oh, I thought we all
So,
saw it.
GB,
Never mind.
down.
what
Oh.
comes
I didn't
down?
look up.
what comes down out of the stalactites?
Oh, it's got to be the metal dragon. Come on, that's sort of.
You hear the metal. You hear the creak, that sound of metal against metal. Every time you've seen a suit of armor get relocated, you hear that same clanking. It's thunk, and you look just across the water. You can see a figure crouched on all fours.
Ah, not a giant spider. The cool metal fly do thingy.
Yeah,
it's
just a metal dragon.
And it turns
That's
its
awesome.
head a bit, and you just watch as this burst of flame shoots out and catches onto a pile of crates that immediately alight and cast this bright red light against its metal skin. And it kind of turns back to you with a series of...
Well, hello there. We've heard tale, but never seen you.
Can anybody speak dragon?
And I
assume I can, just because Arya thinks she can.
And Arya just starts speaking what she thinks is dragon.
Yeah, I mean, we deal with exotic animals. I gotta have some clues. I'm totally just making.
I mean,
sounds
I
like
totally
like-
cast the translation for Petra. Can I cast a dragon translation spell?
You're welcome to try.
Okay. This is so stupid. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna backfire real bad. I know it.
I haven't
Oh,
even
but it'll be exciting.
calculated
if it
the
does.
target number yet.
In natural 18, and then I get to add my magic dice.
Whoa.
The heck is going on over there, guys?
Heck yeah!
I'm so enjoying
We've only got 15 minutes. We gotta finish this up. The rolls are helping
Lassie,
us.
you needn't be casting the magic. I
Oh,
can understand you just fine.
I can speak it.
Oh,
Now, would you be explaining to me exactly what it is you'll be wanting?
We
Down
need
here
your
in the
help.
caves.
we're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, she's in a lot of trouble. We're trying to help her out. We thought maybe you could help us out.
And what'd you be thinking I'd be doing?
Well, we didn't know you
well-
were here, to be fair. But it's
But we
really
were
nice to
hoping.
meet you. I'm Lenora. You might have met Toulouse before.
So is the dragon just speaking like so we can
Common.
understand it, or is it just that y'all can now speak it?
No, it's speaking so you can understand it.
Okay, okay.
Well, actually,
I'm Arya
it's
Tenebrous.
hard to tell because all you know is that Lenora did something with her wand that was pretty bleeding awesome. So maybe this is all her magic?
Okay.
Maybe it's not.
This is Ren, and this is Tam. He's not very good with girls, but he's learning. Anyway, Lenora's right. Need some help.
I can relate. I'm not that good with the lassies myself neither.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to do a class on that. Okay, look, after this,
not like I had
we'll
a lot
help
of
you find
practice.
some ladies. Neither is he.
You seen another of my kind about?
Have you gotten out of the cave recently?
Damn, that dragon's talking.
Oh, it's so cool. It is the neatest thing I've ever seen.
What exactly you been eating on me now? You came all the way down here with a purpose, I'm supposing.
We did. So this is Petra. Say hi, Petra. She needs some help. She needs to get off the school grounds and back to her cousin's home. Could you help?
Can I see why not? Why would I be doing it though?
Because it's the right thing to do?
Oh,
Because I'll
you
help you try and talk to girls when you come back.
And we know how to unlock that door if you wanted to get out and find another metal lady dragon.
Oh, you be thinking that door's be keeping me in. Never
No,
occurred to you
I'm
that
not.
door's be keeping you out.
Well, but aren't you lonely?
I got plenty of me bits down here. Tinkering with this, that, chink, chink. Other thing.
Does that happen a lot?
Oh, just a screw loose. I'll fix it later.
Screw loose or a little bit of rust?
Oh no, the sprocket in the spring of the cockpit sometimes gets stuck against the whatchamacallit.
Bless you. Did you understand that, Tam? Or Ren?
Think so.
Okay, what you said. Maybe we can help you out with that. Or bring you some pillows so it's a little more comfy.
Or like some oil or...
I'd be fine with that, but I'd still be wondering why it is my business.
Because otherwise she'll be sent to a really bad place.
Oh.
Tell him.
You mean like Ireland?
Here's the deal, and I'm going to explain in detail the vision I had of the Blitz.
I just picture you sitting down and like Tam bringing out a teapot from
Yeah,
satchel
like it's a full, it's like a full on like horror story retelling. So, and then at the end of it, and I go, and that's why we're trying to get her to safety.
Doc, that'll be a
I
sad
imagine
one.
we're just all watching in horror.
Yeah,
right? We're just
that's
all
a
like...
lot to drop on some people.
Yeah. Can we get a quick charm check?
Oh. Okay, that's a D6.
Can I help at all?
I like the idea of Ren holding up the glowing sword and Tam doing like shadow puppets of the story and little trays.
Yeah, because I feel like honestly, Ren is almost like frozen in fear at this point. It's like that moment of where you get to go on an adventure and then you realize that you are way over your head and you were not ready. So she's just like,
I'm just focusing on the fact that Lenore will talk the dragon into this just so that the dragon can get her to stop talking at it. And I'm like, no, it's fine, Petra. Eventually, she'll wind down. The dragon will say, yeah, it'll be fine. Come on. It's
so I got a 5 and I get a +1, so I got a 6.
Okay. Under the
Hopefully
circumstances, that's a scraping by victory, I would assume. You've explained your visions before, so that would work. Yeah. I think I can be helping you.
Really? I'd owe you a big favor.
Nah, I just need one little thing from you first.
Sure.
Right. And he kind of splashes through the water to you, which turns out it's only about 8-9 inches deep.
Some sea.
And he kind of hunkers down next to you. Up between the wings, if you'd be so kind.
Do you need a scratch?
And you look, and there's this big brass key in the middle of his back.
Oh, you want me to wind it?
I'm going to need a bit more lift if I'm going to be getting her out of here.
Oh, you guys. Come on, someone help. Tam, come on, help me out.
I'm coming to help.
I'm going to grab one side of the key. Yeah, we'll all twist it.
Everybody works, and they start crank. A little bit more. It can take more. The springs, they can be taken more. Just a pinch more. Yep.
Come on, Petra,
good tension. Stop. That's good. Don't overwind. Yeah, Tuff's back, and he taps, and the wings go.
I love him so much. What is your name?
Doc, you can just be calling me Marcus.
Marcus the dragon.
Marcus the metal
dragon. That seems very undragony.
Lived by a sea.
And I was thinking with the teacup and stuff, we were very solidly in the reluctant dragon portion.
He gets ready to go. He's, if I can be just one more little thing here. If you don't be, if you couldn't be minding me just this one little thing. He reaches over this big steel talons, and he just locks them onto Ren's sword. You're not ready for an adventure yet, lassie. But you will be. I'll hold this till then.
Her whole, she's just like, okay.
You will be, but not yet. Okay, tucks it back somewhere.
I thought I was going to use it as a back scratcher personally, but
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
A toothpick.
Get things out of its
And
scales.
he puts his claw around and kind of creates like a seat for Petra to sit in. And he kind of heads into the darkness.
Bye, Petra.
And you
he
kind
send us letters.
as,
Tell
as
you
you-
just know you get there
Cousin, he's
safe.
hot. No,
as he
don't.
jogs down, you can see little braziers light up on either side of him. And at the far end, you can see where there's like the night sky that you now can spot out one of the entrances at the end of the cave. And his wings just start to flutter, and he lifts off and disappears into the night.
Fly?
And you have
Well,
successfully
I hope we
gotten
did the right thing.
you've successfully
Yeah.
gotten her out of Hogwarts. Now, how do y'all get
How do we get back?
back?
We
Do
could
do
try
do
the
do
door.
do. Ah,
We
that was
did
kinda fun.
it. This is fun.
With like 6 minutes to spare. That's
I know. For us, man.
It's
That's
really
shocking.
impressive for us.
It's shocking we
I was like-
actually made a two-shot.
I know.
Last two
I was like,
shots.
there is no way.
Yeah.
There is no way.
well, that's the thing too. Is I mean, if we said, well, let's do this every week. Oh, there's all kinds of adventures we could have had. We could have spent a whole night just talking about how y'all are gonna get back at the Gryffindors.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
we're gonna
this
talk
was, like,
about that.
Fun.
Okay.
This is like a fun mechanic of like there's even more freedom than D&D, and I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh yeah.
I had said, I think, in our chats, once you get a taste of this kind of thing, man,
This
Yeah.
is
good.
wild.
So, can we have the like after credits little scene where the dragon is buzzing and they're flying along, and then a little German gremlin like reaches up, like it's on the wing, right straight from the Twilight Zone episode with William Shatner.
And it just
like-
whispers, Heil.
I'm actually I'm
Hands back
picturing
to
Marcus
us
just
waving.
going bing
Yeah.
as he goes
And that's
flying
when it
off.
goes,
And it
Um,
like the camera like pans back to us like walking out, and there's like a little frost spider on the back of Arya's like jacket, just like clinging.
No, notice at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cold in this cave. don't you
Yeah,
think?
yeah. Your new best friend.
That was it. Yeah. I just
You're
got used to
getting
the
a
old
familiar
one.
after all.
Oh God. Imagine Arya with a familiar ice spice. She would, she can make it
kinda
work.
fits. An
It does
ice
kind of
spider.
fit. I would really actually fit. No, I just really, really don't like spiders. That's my thing. Not my thing.
Well, Toulouse really, really doesn't like me, so
Well, that's true.
That was fun. I did not really plan that, and that just sort of happened because I forgot you had that
Toulouse
thing.
was so fun.
Oh,
Toulouse was fun.
that
Toulouse
was
was great.
definitely in the fun category. So what I think we're gonna do, if NLK has a little more energy left, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap the stream up because we are at 10 o'clock. That's our usual break time, and I think I kind of want to hang for about 20 minutes and get everybody's impressions on Kids on Bikes and how the game went tonight. Because I think that was a lot of fun, and I'm gonna remind everybody that this will be up on the Patreon. So if you want to hear a little more of the inside story of what everyone was thinking about their characters, here's your chance. Because I'll post that probably tomorrow. I'll have it up on the Patreon. So while I'm figuring out where we're going to send the people that are live in chat now, why don't we go around a table with our usual breakdown of the evening, which is who we are, who we were, and our star moment of the night. And then let's kind of change up. We're going to start with GB.
Graybeard of Graybeard's Tavern. You can find me on all the social medias on Graybeard's Tavern. Graybeard Tavern, no S in there. And you can always find me on my own channel on Sunday mornings. But other than that, check out Happy Hour at the Old Timer Tavern with Lantern Noir and myself. Almost 80 years of gaming experience, chatting, drinking, and just having a good time on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday, that sort of thing. And the big thing. Oh man, there was a lot of fun moments. I think I really liked Toulouse and just the Garumph, the angry grumpy cat memes of the internet just flashed through my skull. And also all the doggos in the backgrounds and people's places, because at first I didn't know that Moose was a dog. I thought they were a cat, and I thought they were the biggest chonkiest cat I'd ever seen in my life. So all the familiars, including the real cat, the modeled, what's their name?
Dr. Patches.
Doctor.
She's the doctor of astrophysics.
Nice. That's it for me, GB.
All right. Tiffany, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Tiffany, or TS, and I played Arya. I'm on Lantern's channel on Wednesdays and sometimes other days. Sometimes we'll eventually do a Candlekeep again. That'll happen. Otherwise, I'm off causing havoc, like spilling my drink. My start of the night was also at Toulouse. I loved the biting people. I loved it. I loved it so much because my cats will bite clothes to nudge you and pull you things and to make you pet them. They won't bite you. But yeah, and then, Dr. Patches has no favorite spot because she just sides with Toulouse's annoyance. But it was so much fun.
Cool. And NLK?
Hi, I'm NLK, or Nightlight Night. You can find me here on Twitch on various days. But tonight I played Ren Nettle. And I think the star of the night for me was with just the whole plan with the door. Honestly, I thought that the whole plan, and then the putting Ren to sleep, and then just Lenora just being like, nope, I shut it. I'm just like, well, okay. I just thought it was great. Where you're just kind of like, all right, I guess that's not an option anymore. I thought it was fantastic.
I kind of interpret that more as Molly declared, narratively, the door just automatically closed itself. Which I'm like, yes, because if she hadn't, I would have. Because again, narrative. Molly, by the way, go ahead. So you're up for the end of night wind down.
I'm Barely Molly. And I played Lenora Birch. Oh, and this is Mooter P. You can see his rumpus now. He is fully snoring. But that's Moose. And I played Lenora Birch, the reluctant oracle. And my star of the night was for sure the fact that the sweet tie-in of the osmosis book learning that came into play, the fact that it we did these questions at the beginning and that we tied it into the solving of the end thing was incredible. I loved that. I just love when we can figure stuff out like that, and it was very fun. Also, this what is it called? The kids on brooms, the play style of this is so fun. It took a while to get used to it, but it's really fun.
Yeah, I enjoy it when we can make it work with the right group. It is. I fully agree. A lot of fun. My name is Rob, aka Lantern Noir. I am here Wednesday night, Sunday night, Saturday mornings, and alternate Tuesday afternoons for Dungeons and Dragons content. But you knew that if you were here, and if you didn't know that, now you know. I am going to send you guys off tonight. I have a friend who is back into streaming, and if you have not met her, I would like you to. She streams by the name Rocket Sage. She is a geology professor who does edutainment content here on Twitch. She's amazing. She's a ton of fun. She's incredibly brilliant, and she's deeply passionate about all things geology. And she's currently doing a Just Chatting stream, so it looks like she's just looking up stuff and talking about it. So go have a great time hanging out with her. You will learn things. Trust me. And it'll be fun things. It's the kind of learning you were supposed to enjoy. So have a great time there. When you get there, tell her we sent you. Because we have our debrief to do, as I always do. And then we're going to hopefully all be able to stay for a few minutes and do our Patreon exclusive behind the scenes. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, we'll be back here Saturday morning for D&D. And while you wait for us to come back, please stay safe.